FM KMOX.
Currently, it is partly sunny, 72 degrees in downtown St. Louis. The weather sponsored by United Way of Greater St. Louis, helpingpeople.org. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
When our neighbors need support, United Way brings people together, helping families, helping children, helping people through everyday challenges, and building hope for tomorrow. Unite with us at helpingpeople.org.
Chris Ronchi, Amy Mark Scores, The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Chris and Amy on KMOX. You just heard that man say it. We are with you until 12 o'clock today. Then the Gas House Gang. Got Bernie Miklasz hanging out with me today. But right now, hey, first things first. It's the Chris and Amy Show for a while. Amy Mark Scores, Chris Ronji. Good morning to you on this Thursday, June 4th. We've got something to tell you about that's happening in a couple of weeks.
Oh, buddy.
314-436-7900 to join the show by calling and texting, leaving voice messages on the Odyssey app. What a great way to contact us. You could do that by getting the Odyssey app, putting it on your phone, totally free, and then recording a message and sending it to us. If we're talking about something that you have to weigh in on, that's a great way to do it. Also, if you would like, you can watch us on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at ChrisAmyKMOX. And if you're watching the show live, you can comment, and we see those comments, good or bad.
Time now for the top of the order. The top three stories everyone will be talking about.
The Board of Commissioners for the St. Louis Police Department has postponed a vote on raises for command staff. They believe, well, the mayor believes, that all of this is creating unnecessary chaos in the city budget.
And Sheriff Alfred Montgomery has published a statement. He has a message that might be specifically for Ranj, who hasn't seen it yet.
Oh, I've heard about it. I have been told not to look at it yet.
No, he's going to read it.
I can't wait.
Yeah, in front of you guys.
That's my sheriff that you're talking about, bud. Cardinals win. They salvaged the finale of the series against Texas last night. They are going to be back at it tomorrow. The Reds are in town. And Amy, we got something big to tell everybody about.
Huge news.
We got a couple of huge things.
We have two huge newses. I'm so glad you're listening today. I mean,
as opposed to the other days?
As opposed to the other days when you weren't listening, we have two huge newses. Let's start with first things first. It has to do with the St. Louis Cardinals and Busch Stadium. Guys, we are hosting Chris and Amy Day at the ballpark.
Hell yeah, that's coming up.
June 17th versus the Padres. That's why Ranj was in D.C. He had to ask the Padres permission.
See if it was okay.
There. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to ask Major Garrett, who is their steward.
Yes.
And he said it was fine. So we're doing it June 17th. Chris and Amy Day at the ballpark. It's a Wednesday.
Now, yeah, and you may be thinking now, what does that mean? What does that entail?
Well, Amy, tell everybody what it means on that 1:10 first pitch day or 1:15 first pitch.
Yep.
Tell everybody about it.
Okay, June 17th, day game versus the Padres. From 9 a.m. to noon, you know, the Chris and Amy show time slot.
That's us.
That's us. That's what you're listening to right now, in fact. We're going to broadcast live from Gate 1, which is where that pop-up bar location is.
Yeah, it's always a different theme.
And this time, the theme is Mississippi Yacht Club. So the previous theme was Where Did You Go to High School?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's Mississippi Yacht Club. So we will be broadcasting live from that location. And then when the show is over, guess who's bartending?
Well, it's got to be you.
Us.
Oh, us?
It is us. Us is bartending right after the show.
Wow.
And apparently, we have to dress appropriately.
I don't know what that means.
Not like because we're going to dress inappropriately. No.
What does that mean?
Sexy dressing, Ranj.
Oh, no.
No, it means we're going to dress, it's the yacht club.
Well, I want to do
float
sexy
trip.
dressing.
I think it's float trip.
Oh, a float trip.
So little sexy hoosh.
So little nautical attire, a little beach attire?
Well, that's the thing. When I think of nautical, I think boaty.
Yeah.
I don't think float trip on the inner tube on the Merrimack.
So I have to. Oh, you
I
know what I
think we're
can
gonna
do?
be Hooge.
Hooge
Float trippers.
Don't call the people Hooges.
Dude, I've done it.
Float
if you're
tripping
not
is-
if you're not a Hooge on a float trip, when can you be a Hooge?
I've float tripped
Yeah.
in Cuba, Missouri.
Why are we talking like this?
I don't know. But this is exciting, isn't it?
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So, and then also, you'll be able to see us on the video board doing various and sundry entertaining things.
Oh my gosh. I cannot wait.
I
This is
know.
going to be sexy.
Okay, here's the thing. We know there's going to be sexy float trip trivia
Mhm.
with us. I don't know if we're asking the questions or if they are asking
You know what? We will find that all in due time.
us or the questions.
It doesn't even matter.
It
All
doesn't.
that matters is we are going to be there, and the thing that matters the most is $15 tickets
The Cardinals,
in our sections, the Chris
It's
and Amy
official.
section.
that's what's wild is the Cardinals are on board with us.
Yeah, cardinals.com/Chris and Amy. You have to spell out the word and. Cardinals.com/Chris and Amy. And there's a special section for us, $15 tickets. It's a pretty good deal.
That's a
So,
great deal.
Call off work, or if you work from home, bring your laptop and work
you're
from the
fine.
stadium.
Just say you have a dentist appointment or a sick kid or something.
You know, but some people have bosses like we have, where you're just never allowed to
Real
take a day
sticklers.
off. Oh my God!
Hate fun.
Yeah.
Their job is to suck the joy out of everything.
Yes, some people work for a guy like that or a lady.
Well-
And, they vacation? What are you talking
You're
about?
stealing from the
Sick
company.
Day? I don't care about that. Appendicitis, go to hell.
Yeah.
Right? That's the kind of person we work for. Maybe somebody else out there wants to go to the
Well,
ball game, works for the same kind of
Listen,
guy.
you got to make it work. And here's the thing: we are bartending from 12:30 to 1:45
Yeah.
at the Mississippi Yacht Club, and again, it's going to be float trip themed.
And it's right by gate 1.
Yep. The fifth inning, I think, is when we're on the video board.
Well, don't tell. You just have to pay attention.
Well, I just want to give people some idea because if you show up at 2, we won't be bartending anymore.
Oh, that's true.
I don't want people
That's
to miss
true.
us. And also, is Fred Bird stopping by our show?
We are told that Fred Bird will be coming by.
Okay.
At some point, Fred Bird's going to make a surprise visit.
And I also
Well, I guess
think
it's not a surprise if we know about it,
Well-
but we just don't know the time.
it's like George Bush said, I knew he was coming, I just didn't expect it.
Right.
And then I think other like Cardinals broadcasters are going to stop by. Maybe some, maybe a DeWitt. Who knows?
Hey, who knows? Maybe all of them.
Maybe Hein Bloom will stop by.
It'd be great if we could get Hein Bloom to stop by. You
Mr.
know what?
Bloom, I know you're busy,
I'll
but
tell you something.
we are doing a float trip themed.
He really is he's a man of the people
He
kind
really
of guy.
is.
He really is.
We're actually not joking. He is.
No, I'm a fan.
I've heard he's like walked around the ballpark at the gates, talking to people, asking if things are going smoothly. Walking around the stadium. You'll see him out there.
Texter says, "Is it the tarps off section?" No, it is not. It is not tarps
But
off.
it is close, right? Didn't it say
We
right
are-
field?
Yeah, we're pretty close to that.
I mean, our section, the $15 ticket
Yeah.
section.
I think it's pretty close. It's
I
in
d-
right field.
Yeah, it's in right field.
So it's a stone's throw.
Are we going to stop by Tarps Off? We have to
I think, we can do whatever we want.
because it's our day.
It's our day, man. Chris and Amy Day at the ballpark.
Yeah,
In fact, I believe they're going to stop the game in the 4th inning.
and sing a song.
And, they're going to stop the game
Okay.
in the 4th inning.
yeah,
And all the players are going to
Mail it in?
remove their caps.
uh-huh.
They will turn to us and bow.
Oh.
That's what I've been told.
Yeah. I heard
So-
it's up in the air. I heard that part's up in the air.
Yeah.
The nature of the salute is up in the air. But, guys, June 17th, day game versus the Padres. You have to get your tickets to come see us. And here's the thing, honestly. We got to make this look good for Steve.
For Steve, our boss?
Yeah.
Why?
We just need to show him how much the people
Oh,
love us.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. I
Yeah.
thought you were saying it's got to look good for him.
No, for
Like we have to make
us
him look good? Like who cares?
in front of him.
We want to make ourselves look good.
Yes.
That's different. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, you guys show up. Chris and Amy Day at the ballpark. It's going to be a blast.
Also, one other thing, Amy.
Yeah.
And this is happening immediately.
Is this the second big news?
This is the second
Yeah,
big
we're
news.
moving. Okay, the second big news,
What?
guys. Tomorrow morning,
Yeah.
the Chris and Amy show is going to be live from the air show in Chesterfield. The Blue Angels are going to be
The
there.
Spirit of St. Louis Air Show and STEM Expo?
Yes.
We're going to be broadcasting live.
The Blue Angels are going to be there. The Snowbirds are going to be there. And you may be thinking, how did you get this opportunity? Well, we had a meeting with Steve. And Matt has some of the audio from the meeting with Steve. Like, listen, guys, this was a big deal for us. This was a surprise for us. And we really didn't see it coming. And so we're just as shocked as you are. But here's some of the audio of how we found out from Steve.
I got to send somebody from this squadron to Miramar. I got to do something here. I still can't believe it. I got to give you your dream shot. I'm going to send you up against the best. You two characters are going to Top Gun.
Wow.
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 It's amazing.
I can't believe it.
And right after that,
Yeah. And we were like, how did this happen? How did you pick us?
For 5 weeks, you're going to fly against the best fighter pilots in the world. You were number 2. Cougar was number 1. Cougar lost it, turned in his wings. You guys are number 1.
Cougar from Y98, I think.
Cougar from Y98.
Yeah. He lost his wings.
I think that's what listens to Y98.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I can't believe this. We got to think of our call signs. Honestly, I didn't even think we were
I'll tell
ready
you
for
what,
this.
We can crowdsource call signs.
Yeah.
Let us know what our call sign should be
Yeah.
tomorrow by texting in 314-436-7900, or you can leave a voice message on the Odyssey app.
I thought of a
And
couple just
that-
like kick things off.
quickly, that was
Yeah.
the speech that our boss gave us, and that was right before he said, you're going to be flying a cargo plane full of rubber dog crap out of Hong Kong.
Well, Matt
That's what
had
he
to
told us
edit
after.
that. Edit that out.
He did.
Yeah. But yeah, so here's a couple of call signs I thought of. Stress ball and specs. I'm stress
Obviously,
ball.
and I'm specs because I wear glasses so I can see. Okay, we could do better than that.
Yeah.
So if you have a suggestion for our call signs tomorrow, and hopefully we're not like, this isn't appropriation, is it? Is this military appropriation to
Not
have a
that
call
we're
sign?
going to Top Gun now.
Oh. Well, yeah, let us know what our call sign should be for tomorrow's broadcast from the Spirit of St. Louis Air Show in Chesterfield,
Someone
which
already
we'll be broadcasting live.
texted in giggles and grumpy. That's right.
Giggles and grumpy. That feels... Well, it's the giggles that make me grumpy. It's just nonstop. Just nonstop. Yep, so...
Anyway.
Wait, are people allowed to come see us tomorrow?
I don't know.
I don't know if they can.
I think
Yeesh.
tomorrow is
Yeah,
pretty
it might be
elite.
off limits.
I think it's just for the best of the best.
Yeah, and that's us.
Yeah.
Right.
So I apologize that tomorrow's elitist. That's why we're having June 17th, Chris and Amy Day at the ballpark. Buy your tickets now.
$15 tickets for a special Chris and Amy section, cardinals.com/Chris and Amy. So that is June 17th. It's a day game, 1:15 first pitch at Busch. Oh, my gosh. I absolutely cannot wait. The Padres are in town.
It's going to be fun. We can't wait to see you guys at Busch Stadium. $15.
Maybe Major Garrett will buy a $15 ticket and come see us.
Yeah.
We'll hope that he can. He's going to be on the show today at 10:30. At least he's scheduled to, unless they have flown him at the last minute to go talk to Vladimir Putin. But Major Garrett will be with us at 10:30 today. It's the Chris and Amy Show on KMOX.
Right now, inflation is squeezing budgets, and global events can shake up the markets overnight. If you're close to retirement, you don't get unlimited do-overs, so this is not the time to just hope it works out. That's why Steve Aul and the team at the Aul Financial Group are hosting an upcoming educational seminar called Retirement Simplified, June 16th at the Aul Financial Group office. You'll learn how rising costs could drain your spending power, how political and economic headlines may impact your returns, and whether your retirement strategy is truly stress-tested for today's economy. This event is complimentary, and you must reserve your seat today. 636-230-8824. You can also get more details online at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, or registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions. The Aul Financial Group is not affiliated with nor endorsed endorsed by the U.S. government or any other government agency.
It is not hard to destroy a college. Last season, the podcast Campus Files brought you stories of fraternity drug rings, stolen body parts, campus cults, and more.
And now, Campus Files is back for another season.
There's a guy screaming into his phone. He's like, I just saw Charlie Kirk get assassinated right in front of me.
Every week is a new episode and a new story.
It was so chaotic.
It's almost like a university under siege.
Listen to and follow Campus Files, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Dell PCs with Intel inside are built for the moments you plan and the ones you don't. For the time you forgot your charger at the gate.
Passengers, we are now on our initial ascent.
Or when you're bouncing between projects like a ping pong ball. We build PCs with long-lasting battery life, so you're not scrambling for an outlet. And built-in intelligence, so you can stay focused on whatever you're doing. Dell Technologies, built for you. Dell.com/Dell PCs.
Ouch! Checked from behind. Man, that's gotta hurt.
I'd hire Morgan & Morgan if I were them.
What?
Yeah, Dan, America's largest injury law firm. They serve up justice, ice, cold, law. Know what I mean?
I guess.
Their gloves come off when they fight for you.
Okay.
I'm talking a settlement slap shot.
Shouldn't we be talking about the game?
Yeah, Dan, Morgan & Morgan.
Proud partner of the St. Louis Blues. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
It's time to slide into a deal with Seidenstrucker Nobe Partners. Right now, catch 0% financing for 84 months on a John Deere 1025R compact tractor package for as low as $269 a month. This one machine is built to do it all. Mow, move, dig, and clear with ease. Don't wait, this offer ends June 30th. Slide into a deal today at Seidenstrucker Nobe Partners, snpartners.com.
Offer valid through 6/30/2026. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Mizzou football will be here before you know it. Join us for the 100th anniversary of Memorial Stadium with season tickets. Join the season ticket waitlist at mutigers.com/FB waitlist and get ready to lock in tickets for 2026. The home schedule is highlighted by games against Florida, Texas A&M, Texas, Kentucky, and Oklahoma. Don't wait to reserve your spot. Join the waitlist at mutigers.com/FB waitlist. MIZ.
SNL Coin. We buy gold and silver coins, silver and gold jewelry. Also buying gold-filled and silver plates. Before you sell, call SNL. 314-544-3600. 314-544-3600. SNL Coin. The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX, sponsored by Community America Credit Union in Des Peres. Invested in STL. Invested in you. Now open.
Cardinals.com/Chris and Amy. Get those tickets, $15 tickets for June 17th for our day at the ballpark. Looking forward to it, and we hope you'll come see us.
All right, Ranj. Sheriff Alfred Montgomery has issued a statement.
All right. Oh, yeah, you told me about this. And you told me specifically, don't read it.
Yeah.
You wanted me to be surprised on air.
I feel like a lot of it you're going to feel is almost personal.
Like he's addressing it to me?
Mm-hmm. Even though it is addressed in the plural.
Uh-huh.
But you have not read it. Maybe our audience hasn't heard it. Would you do us the great pleasure of reading your sheriff's statement?
I'll be honest, I'm a little nervous.
Don't be nervous.
But I will do this. So is he sending this letter from jail? Is that what's going on?
I think so.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the Gray Bar Hotel.
All right, here we go. This is from Sheriff Alfred Montgomery. Okay?
Yep.
Quote, to the people of St. Louis, Sheriff Montgomery wants you to know he has not forgotten you. Not for one moment. Though he is currently being denied his fundamental constitutional rights and is unable to respond to messages directly, his spirit is unbroken and his What are we? Well, he's not dead, and he's not French.
Oh, sorry.
Or maybe he is French. I don't know.
He might be. Yeah.
No, I don't think he's French.
Okay.
Though he is currently being denied his fundamental constitutional rights and is unable to respond to messages directly, his spirit is unbroken. His mission is unchanged. He was elected by the people, and his loyalty remains with the people, every voter, every supporter, every voice that stood behind him. Like me.
You know what I mean?
It goes on. He is fighting every single day for democracy, for justice. Sheriff Montgomery personally reads every letter from his supporters and responds to each one. Your words are reaching him, and they are fueling his fight. He needs to hear from you now more than ever, and he wants to keep that connection alive with everyone who believed in him enough to cast their vote. Do not let that bond be silenced. Write to him. Tell him you stand with him. Let him know the people of St. Louis have not forgotten him either. And then there's an address to send his letter to Perry County Jail.
So here's the thing. What's funny is that I actually had forgotten about him.
You did? How do you forget about the sheriff?
I just
How do you forget
because
about
he's been
my
in
sheriff?
prison. You haven't brought him up. It's not my responsibility to remember your sheriff while he's in prison.
He's our sheriff, but anyway, go ahead.
That's it.
I don't know, man.
He's
Should we
fighting
write him
for
a letter?
democracy.
Maybe we should write him a letter.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
Look. In all honesty,
You're not wrong. Maybe we should write him a letter.
I love the perseverance of our sheriff. I really do. Well, no longer our sheriff, but you know what I mean. The idea that he is fighting for some sort of greater fight, like democracy. The dude was misusing funds. I mean, what are we talking about here?
Hear me out. What if, for one special day, we can get the courts to allow Sheriff Alfred Montgomery to come to Chris and Amy Day at the ballpark? Just, he could wear an ankle monitor. Maybe he can be escorted, but he could be there.
Yeah, I'm all right with that. I'm all right.
With special guest?
You know what? I'll help bust him out.
In a golf cart?
Who wants to help me bust the sheriff out of Perry County Jail?
What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal?
And buying several golf carts? And an SUV? And taking my children to school?
I think there's something there. I think we should think about it.
With the sheriff?
Yeah.
No, I think I think we should get him to the ballpark. So who do we petition for this?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, there's probably an attorney that we can get involved in this. Let's call Brad Young.
Oh,
Let's see
that's
if
a good
Brad
idea.
Young can do anything about it.
Well, and I know he's listening. You know how I know?
Yeah.
Because he has some very unhelpful call sign suggestions for us.
Who's that?
Brad Young.
Oh, he does?
Well, he suggested several. Barf and bag.
Oh, come on, Brad.
Crash and burn.
I like that one.
Beavis and Butthead. And he said, I'm Beavis. I said, thank you.
I like those.
Static and feedback.
Static and feedback.
Yeah.
We could go with crash and burn. I'm crash, you're burn. Or the other way around, whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter to me. Yeah, let us know what your call signs for us should be tomorrow as we broadcast from the Spirit of St. Louis Airport ahead of the air show. 314-436-7900. Go ahead and text in to us. So very much looking forward to this big weekend we've got coming up here.
Yep.
Big June 17th day at the ballpark. There's going on. When we come back, we want to talk about the police department.
Yeah.
Here in St. Louis, because we've been following that story. They want a lot of money. They want more money than the city says it has to give them. And then they want to give raises to lieutenants and above, which the city says it was blindsided by that proposal.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to get to regarding it, and we'll do that when we come back on KMOX.
The KMOX newsroom has been honored with the prestigious Regional Edward R. Murrow Award in 2 categories: breaking news.
We have a tornado warning, which has just been issued.
And overall excellence.
I'm not going to call for County Executive Page to resign.
The KMOX newsroom continues to be the vital source of information for our region, dedicated to journalistic excellence for St. Louis. We are the voice of St. Louis. 104.1 FM KMOX.
Well, as you know, the NBA Finals are happening right now. Just had Game 1 last night, and there are more ways to build and more value every time you play with FanDuel, because they give you better payouts on same-game parlays, and you can stack your picks however you want to do it. Spreads, player points, you can go with threes, assists. I mean, there's so much to choose from, so you can build that same-game parlay and go for the bigger payouts. Again, do whatever you're comfortable with. Do it the way you want to do it with FanDuel. And so if you're going to bet the same game parlays during the NBA Finals, FanDuel.com/Missouri to get started. That's FanDuel.com/Missouri. FanDuel is an official partner of the NBA. Play your game. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined, and the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-720-8444. 314-720-8444. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-720-8444.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
Gorgeous day, 74 degrees. Partly sunny today, a high of 87. Tonight, mainly clear, a low of 69. Weather sponsored by the Chorus of Harmony, St. Louis.
Harmony STL presents Now Playing, featuring the ambassadors of Harmony, Visions of Harmony, the Recruits, and Fleet Street performing the hits that shaped generations. Saturday, June 13th, 2 p.m., Two Hill Performing Arts Center. Get your tickets at harmonystl.com.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Hi, this is Steve Butts from the Crawford Butts Insurance Agency. In 2026, our agency celebrates a momentous occasion as we celebrate 65 years of service to our clients, a tribute to our founder and my dad, Nor Butts. Our staff is ready to assist you with all your insurance needs. So please call me, Steve Butts, at 314-752-2500 or at crawfordbutts.com. For auto, home, and commercial insurance needs, that's crawfordbutts.com.
The pitch. Mason Wynn hits it hard. Deep left field. That ball's out of here.
Community America Credit Union has been helping people like you and me, shortstop Mason Wynn, to win big for 85 years. Cash back with your free checking. Win. No service fees or minimum balance. Win. Bank anywhere, anytime with their app. Win. So yeah, with Community America, you can win. And so can I. Mason Wynn. Community America Credit Union. Invested in St. Louis, invested in you.
This is the Gas House Gang from KMOX.
Bernie Nicholas and the Gas House Gang, today at noon on America's Sports Voice, KMOX.
Well, the tensions continue between the St. Louis Police Board, the Board of Aldermen, the City of St. Louis, and the St. Louis Police Board yesterday officially approved raises for civilian staff, but there are still delays voting on the command staff getting raises. And we talked about yesterday, one of the sticky issues is the fact that the way it's set up in the City of St. Louis, that there is pay equity between the police department and the fire department. And Police Chief Robert Tracy spoke yesterday about how that pay equity has been a hindrance for the police department getting raises, and how he loves the fire department, supports the fire department, and wants them to get paid as much as possible, but that it's made it very difficult for the police because it's the police that have had to make concessions in order to comply with the equity and the pay equity and for it to fit into the budget. So he had, I heard it this morning on TIAM, Ranj. He had quite a bit to say.
Mayor has asked us to address the benefits program as far as for retirees and how can we work that in. If we're being asked to look at those things, once again, another concession, but why not looking at concessions to break parity? I love the firemen, and I want the best. And I'm like, hey, pay them as much as you can, but make sure you're not holding the police department back.
So basically, you have the police budget for fiscal year 2027. And that, they're saying, does include enough money for the raises for the command staff in the police department, and that the police department is not responsible for funding the required equal raises for the command staff in the fire department. The police department raises are expected to cost $2.3 million. And so they're saying, well, this is holding us back if the fire department needs these raises. And the mayor was asked about the pay equity, and she just said, listen, we've got a bigger budget issue I'm worried about. She kind of focused on the overall budget issue. And again, there's no animosity between the two departments. Obviously, they're going to work together. I don't exactly know what the right answer is. And as we mentioned yesterday, it seems to be quite different in the county, where fire department raises are voted on by the people, and it has to do with bonds and taxes and so forth. So it's not directly tied into police department. But you're looking at police officers or the command staff in the city who are getting paid tens of thousands of dollars less than their counterparts in other police departments in the surrounding counties. And I get that's hard to compete, because you almost feel obligated. If you loved being a St. Louis police officer, but you can make $30,000 more in the county in a different department, you would feel almost obligated to your family to take that pay raise.
Unless you care about the city.
But look, even if you do, can you tell your kids, hey, I care about the city, but I also care about my kids, and making $30,000 more could be a game changer.
I mean, I suppose maybe you don't have children. There are all kinds of different ways to go with it, but the issue is, if the city doesn't have the money, it doesn't have the money. I mean, if we want to better pay our police department here, the only thing we can do is hope more people move to the city. It's just that simple. We don't have the tax base. And I am sure that the city is being, I know that some people will push back against this, but I don't have any reason to think that the city is lying when they're saying, hey, if we do this and we give you the money that you want, this is going to put us in a really bad spot financially. I don't think they're lying about that. I mean, you might. I'm not saying you, Amy, but I mean, you listening might be thinking, oh, they're probably being dishonest. They just don't want cops. They want to defund them. And I don't think that's the case. I mean, there's nothing about Kara Spencer or the majority of people who are in charge right now that scream defund the police. I don't think they want to do that. And
I know I have to say this. No, not with Kara Spencer. Kara Spencer has been supportive of the police. And in fact, Chris Saraceno had said he supported Kara Spencer as mayor. I have to bring up that the current president of the Board of Aldermen, Megan Green, she was actually one of the few literal defund the police people. And when Mayor Tashara Jones was mayor, they did redirect millions and millions of dollars away from the police department to, health services and, mental health services, social services, which effectively defunded a lot of the department. However, Kara Spencer is not the defund the police, and Megan Green, just as the board president, does not have a ton of power to do anything about it.
So we're talking about now. A year, 2 years ago doesn't matter anymore. We're talking about 2026, and that is not the mindset of this current administration. So I don't like the argument that you just give the police department whatever they want. I don't agree with that. Does it suck that they don't get paid as well as you might get paid somewhere else in the region? Yes, but what are we supposed to do about it? Because we have a lot of needs in the city beyond paying the police department and the fire department more. It's just it's the reality of the situation. And I don't disagree with the idea that fire and police are appropriately paid comparably, that they have similar salaries, because firefighting is every bit as dangerous as being a cop. It just is. It's a dangerous job. And health-wise, it is a dangerous job. There are a lot of long-term health issues that can happen if you're a firefighter too. So it's not just, being in a car chase or being shot at or, fighting with a suspect or any of that stuff. I mean, firefighters do deal with a lot of danger as well. So if they are both paid in line, I am perfectly okay with that as a citizen. So I don't think that we should just give all of these raises to the police department and then have to match with the fire department if we don't have the money to do it. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. In the future, great. If we grow our tax base and things start to look better for the city of St. Louis, by all means, okay, let's pay everybody better. But we have what we have.
I just think maybe it's not the wisest thing to have them tied in together. I mean, the fire department is overwhelmingly popular, I think, and generally with the raises, what we've seen in the county, the people in the county want to support the fire department. And Police Chief Robert Tracy said that, well, maybe it's time to review the pay parity provision of the city charter, which only applies when police get raises. He said, quote, "If the excuse to say you can't make the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department competitive is because you have to pay the firemen, then find out a way to pay the firemen or change the rules." He said. That was the end of his quote. And I think there might be something to that tying the two together doesn't necessarily work or make sense right now. It's not necessarily how it works in other departments and counties that pay both more. So I am fully supportive of the police officers, even the command staff in the city of St. Louis getting raises, because you've got to make it competitive for these officers who are going to serve in the city. I also understand the budget side of things from the city of St. Louis. I don't have the answers. I wish it weren't quite as so antagonistic. I wonder even if is there a way for it to be a little bit more graduated from the police board, saying, hey, we're going to give these pay raises, but we're not going to take the $250 million all in one chunk. We'll take the $210 million now that's been budgeted and then more gradually incorporate it. And I know the city has already gradually raised the salaries of police officers. Again, I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth because I get it on both sides, and I don't have the answer. I do think that the police need pay raises. I also understand how with the budget it could put the city in a bind, and you can't stop providing basic civic services, whether it be filling potholes or roads or lights and so forth, that we've been wanting the city to do for a long time.
Yeah,
just do the basic services.
Just like I said, if the money's not there, the money's not there. And we can't be silly about this. And, I know that there's a lot of pro-police sentiment out there that says just give them whatever they want because we need them so badly. I'm sorry, but it doesn't appear that we are in a position to do that. And I understand wanting to pay them comparably to the rest of the area so that you're not losing them. But if it's this simple to me. If the money's not there, the money's not there. Can't do. I would love to be able to buy a Mercedes or a Porsche. Actually, a Porsche. I'd love to be able to buy a Porsche.
No, they don't drive. They drive real bumpy.
Do they? Yeah. Well, I'd love to be able to buy one anyway, just
So
to say
I've
I have
heard.
one. But if the money's not there, the money's not there. You know what I mean?
You need a good Outback station wagon.
I do not want an Outback.
Oh my gosh, all the stuff. That is a luxury vehicle that fits all your stuff. Okay, so we're going to follow this story. I think it's probably not going away anytime soon. But we have another local story that is a little bit more positive.
Before you move on, I
Yeah.
just looked down and saw a text message from a listener, 314-436-7900. Just give the firemen guns and we'll save a lot of money. Okay.
Not a terrible idea.
I don't. True, but you can't shoot bullets at a fire.
No, but like, what if the firemen doubled as
did both?
police officers, and we trained the
You
police
got off
officers how to put fire out?
How about you
fires
get
out.
off your shift as a fireman, and then you immediately change uniforms, and then you go do a police gig. There you go. We'll
poor
double up.
first responders.
Nobody
oh my
sleeps.
gosh. No.
All right, what do you
I
got
don't think
for
they're
me?
sleeping much anyways. They're all overworked, but
I think they're
short-staffed. They were working overtime to deal with things. I would say
Yeah.
all the first responders, police,
You get
and
paid
fire.
overtime, though, too. It's not like they're doing it for free.
Well, I'm not jealous of how much they work. I will say this, moving to a more positive local topic. You mentioned it was a big sports weekend, and it is. And that also includes pickleball. And Matt Pajeski here said that Tom Ackerman was throwing shade at you this morning.
Yeah.
What the hell?
So they featured our interview with our pickleball players yesterday, Kate Fahey and Anna Bright. It was part of the newscast, and I just want to play it for you.
Pickleball isn't all fun and games. Fahey says pickleball competitions feature a lot of the same components as other sports, from trash talking to injuries.
There are some players that like to dive over obstacles and stuff like that. So blood, sweat, and tears out on the pickleball court.
I think I heard Chris Ranji laughing about that. Let's see you get out there, Ranj, and compete. Come on, I'll take you on. Let's do it. I've never played, actually.
What the? Tom Ackerman.
That is the best follow-up. Come on, I'll take you on. I've never played, actually.
I'm going to hit Tom in the eye.
I've never played, actually.
I'm going to hit Tom in the eye with one of those
Right in the eyeball?
pickleballs.
And the daggum eye.
Apparently, that's one of the bad injuries that happen.
I
It's
had a
the
friend.
ACL, the Achilles, and I didn't know about the eye injuries, but it makes
Oh,
sense.
So did I tell you my friend had an eye injury?
Did the eye fall out?
He got hit right in the eyeball.
It fell out?
No, but he couldn't see for a while. It was
Can
not
he see
good.
now?
He can see now, but it was not good for a couple of days.
But his eye didn't explode. It's okay?
No, it didn't explode.
Okay. Well, then what's the story here? Story is he got hit in the eye and
The
he's fine.
story is Tom Ackerman has challenged you to a duel, much in the same way that there was a unilateral challenge from who was it that was going to buy Ali Marmol a house?
Oh, Anthony Rizzo.
Anthony Rizzo. This is our Rizzo Marmol moment. It's Ranji and Ackerman.
I'll take on Ackerman, and I'm going to hit him in the bits. Yes, I can.
Come on, I'll take you on.
I've never played before.
Yeah,
Neither have I.
He's willing to challenge you. I can play Ranji. Have you ever played? Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Anyway, you know what you can do?
What?
Go to the ball game June 17th. We're going to keep telling you all about it because it's Chris and Amy Day at the Cardinals game. June 17th. Special $15 tickets in a special section for special people. Cardinals.com/Chris and Amy. You are all special people, aren't you, cuties?
You are so condescending. Why do we have any listeners at all?
Because sometimes people need to hear the truth. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-922-1284. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-922-1284. 800-922-1284. 800-922-1284.
Staples presents Celebrations Made Easy.
I went to Staples for a custom printed graduation banner and invites and saw that Party City is now at Staples.
Wait, what?
Party City is now at Staples.
So now Staples has balloons,
Yep.
decorations,
Yes.
streamers, cups, table covers?
Yep, Staples has everything for a party. And now buy two, get one free on select foil balloons.
Holy confetti! So the best party started Staples.
That was easy.
In 613 select stores exclusive Exclusions apply. In-store or buy online. Pick up in-store only.
The road to the United Bowl starts here. Your St. Louis Battlehawks have clinched the playoffs and earned dome field advantage. Playoff football is coming back to St. Louis, Sunday, June 7th at 5 p.m. Get your tickets now at UFLBattlehawks.com. United, we battle.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm with Mark Cantor of Cantor Injury Law. And Mark, why is it so important for you to be a local law firm?
Well, being local means more than just advertising here, more than just a billboard on the highway. It means showing up here. It means supporting local events and local charities.
But why is local so important?
It's important because we know the law, we know the judges, we know the roads, and we understand the community.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertising.
You can count on Cantor. Visit CantorInjuryLaw.com.
In 1991, John and Cindy Morelli started Morelli Tuck Pointing. As of today, they've won just about every award possible for the tuck pointing business. The BBB Torch Award, the Next Door Neighborhood Fave Award, and an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. For homeowners, this is a great time to get a free inspection of your basement, your brick or stone fireplace, your garage interior, your porch, and maybe even your walkway. Indoor tuck pointing can be started now. Hi, this is Charlie Brennan. My wife Beth and I have used Morelli Tuck Pointing to work on 2 of our homes now over the last 25 years. We have found the Morelli bids to be fair, their crews are very polite, and they clean up after themselves. But most importantly, their work is beautiful. Family owned and operated since 1991. 314-645-1387, MorelliTuckPointing.com.
You know, here in St. Louis, word of mouth still matters, and I'm pretty careful about who I recommend, especially when it comes to something as personal as estate planning. I'm Tom Ackerman. My family has been working with the Laderman Law Firm for over 20 years now, and the reason is simple. They don't just create documents and send you on your way. They help make sure your plan works. Because let's be honest, life changes. Family needs and circumstances change. Laws change. But most estate plans don't change over time as needs, circumstances, and laws change. They're outdated, sitting in a drawer. People assume they're fine, and their plan will work when they need it to work. At the Laderman Law Firm, it's not a one-time transaction. It's an ongoing process. They build a plan to protect your family and your assets, and then for a fixed annual fee, they help keep it up to date as both your life and assets change. Check out the Laderman Law Firm at LadermanLaw.com or give them a call at 314-514-9100. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
The Chris and Amy Show is video streaming now on KMOX's YouTube, X, and Facebook pages. Click and subscribe. Now, did you see this? With Chris and Amy.
Ranj, do you Spotify? I Spotify.
I do not.
You don't, Matt? Do you Spotify?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I'm Spotify. Are you Apple Music?
I use YouTube Music.
Lame.
It's a great service. It's awesome.
Lame. Well, anyway.
How is it lame if it's awesome?
It seems that Spotify is seeing a real desire for oldies. So the Wall Street Journal is reporting that roughly 1 in 3 songs streamed on Spotify this year, from January through April, 1 in 3 was at least a decade old. And 1 in 6 songs was at least 20 years old. So Spotify is saying that so far, 2026 is the most nostalgic year they've ever had. Instead of listening to new songs, people are going back 10 or 20 years.
It must be because they're tired of how lousy everything is right now. Is
Could
that what
be.
that's about?
I will say I've been listening to a lot of old songs. Like, well, a lot of 80s, 70s, some 50s. What would be Celine Dion's, like, The Power of Love?
What would it be?
90s?
90s?
Yeah, so then some 90s. I'm really going back.
Okay. So do you think it's because
Everybody
the
hates
kids
things
today
right now?
don't make good music? Is that what you're trying to say?
there are some good kids today making some fine music. I would say my new music is probably even from 10 years ago. Like, I love Mount Joy. Listen to them, one of my favorite bands. But some of the songs I'm thinking of might be about 10 years old. I like singer-songwriters.
Mm-hmm.
Not really listening to, I don't know, Olivia Rodrigo. What does she sing? I know that name. And Sabrina Carpenter. What does she sing? Like, I know those names.
Yeah.
But I don't listen to them. I don't know. Khan is newer, Zach Bryan, but I don't know. After a while, you kind of get you need something different than the guy with the guitar singing about his girlfriend 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She dumped you, man. Move on.
When I was drinking, I was driving. I was drinking and driving.
Whoa,
Wasn't
don't
that
do
his song?
I don't know. Amy, did you see that a new Masters of the Universe movie is coming out tomorrow?
No.
You know He-Man.
Sure.
You don't know about He-Man?
I do, because Skeletor is my favorite bad guy.
Okay. Well, it's funny you say that, because did you see well, this is more of a late to the party.
Okay.
I have. But did you know that the voice of the original Skeletor from the cartoon from the 80s?
Yeah?
His name is Alan Oppenheimer.
No.
He is third cousin of Robert Oppenheimer. Did you know this?
So it's kind of a bad guy theme.
Well,
I mean, or maybe nefarious plans accidentally.
Maybe. Yeah, but Skeletor,
Really?
you know,
Yeah.
you know that guy?
Because
remember when I've had a more pleasant day.
That is Robert Oppenheimer's cousin.
That's unbelievable. And also, this is so niche. But have you seen Skeletor has ADHD?
No. Yeah,
So-
I have seen
Where
that. I know what you're
he's like,
talking about.
Skeletor, you remember? And he goes, oh, yes. What? You
Yes,
remember
I've seen it.
Skeletor? It took like 3 hours. The baby. Oh, yes. The baby. What?
Yes, I've seen it. I have seen it.
It's my favorite thing in the whole world.
Amy, I don't think I got a chance to bring this up yesterday, but did you see Caleb Williams?
No. I didn't see any Caleb Williams news
Caleb
yesterday.
Williams is on the cover of Madden 27, which
So-
is a huge honor.
I thought that means that you're cursed.
That's a myth. It's nonsense. No, the last 10 years, I mean, we're talking like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, who've all had good seasons. They've all been top 5
Patrick
in MVP
Mahomes
vote.
lost last year, if you don't remember.
Yeah, but he wasn't on the cover the year before. But we're talking like some legit people, man. So Caleb Williams on his way to being MVP. That's what this
I think
means.
everyone else said no.
Who's everyone else?
Like the real stars, like Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen.
Okay. That's
Kind
just
of like
ridiculous.
the 250th celebration at the White House,
Yeah. Just like that. We're
where like
going to make a
Milli
separate
Vanilli
MVP.
and Martina McBride or whoever.
I think Caleb should just do a separate MVP if he doesn't win this year. Just like, no, well, there's a new MVP. It's all about me, though. All right.
All
When we
right.
come back, we're going to talk a little Cardinals baseball. Writer for the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, Lynn Worthy, will join the show. Off day today for the Birds, and they're back at it tomorrow at home against the Reds. And you can hear the game right here on KMOX.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
This is Jordan Walker. Celebrate Black Heritage Day, presented by your quality Ford dealers on Sunday, June 28th at Busch Stadium. This special culture and community event honors the impact, history, and legacy of the Black community in baseball and beyond. With a special themed ticket, you'll receive an exclusive Cardinals jersey designed by Corey Rogers. And don't miss a special heritage celebration in Budweiser Terrace before the game. Details and tickets at cardinals.com/theme.
The weekend starts here. Grab your crew and kick it off at Friday Night Live at Busch Stadium. Every Friday night home game, Budweiser Terrace turns into the hottest happy hour in the Lou with $5 beers, $5 hot dogs, $7 margaritas, live music, and more all game long. Meet up with friends, soak in the energy, and keep the night going with baseball under the lights. Good vibes, great deals, your new Friday tradition. Get tickets now at Cardinals.com.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
Giddy up! It's the Cardinal Cowboy. Is your garage door past its prime? Get a free repair or replacement quote from Renner Garage Door. Renner is America's oldest family-owned garage door company that serves both wholesale and retail markets. Right now, get $100 off a new garage door when you mention this ad. With trusted brands like Delden, Amar, LiftMaster, you know it's built to win. Renters also hire experienced techs and installers. RennerDoorSTL.com. Forward and back.
RENNER, RENNER.
When it comes to family law, a lot has changed in recent years, so assumptions can be costly. If you see or sense a change coming in your family life that could have legal implications, it's important to know where you stand. Getting good legal advice early is never a bad idea. I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. If you or anyone you know is facing a family law issue, start with a consultation. Visit CordellCordell.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It is cloudy and 76 degrees right now in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey. Higher energy prices continue to increase costs. Just one of the findings of the latest snapshot of our regional economy. St. Louis Federal Reserve economist and Assistant Vice President Charles Gaskin explains the cascading effect.
That's leading to increases in shipping costs, and that gets passed over into food and a lot of other goods and that we purchase. And then that ultimately can feed into the service side of the economy as well.
Gaskin tells KMOX the St. Louis Fed saw a 10% increase in the number of businesses reporting that they're increasing prices for their customers. As oil and gas prices continue surging around the world, China is doubling down on its commitment to renewable energy sources like wind and solar. Experts say it's helping them weather the economic storms that have affected other countries, including the United States. We get more from ABC's Britt Clennett.
In the United States, businesses are still investing billions in large-scale renewable energy projects, but at least 38 new solar, wind and battery power plants were cancelled in the first part of 2026 in the face of opposition to renewables from the Trump administration, according to the nonpartisan organisation E2. In contrast, China's state-backed renewable push continues to expand at speed. That first solar plant we visited just came online in 2018, and now there are 18 across the country and more than a dozen more under construction.
According to the United Nations University Report, the environmental footprint of data centers already rivals some of the world's largest countries. The report predicts that their water and energy use and pollution will double in just 4 years as use of artificial intelligence grows. Last year, global data centers used 448 trillion watt-hours of electricity, which produced about 208 million tons of carbon dioxide, about the same amount as all of Argentina. The study did not look at water usage. The Missouri Association of Realtors is spending a lot of money hoping to defeat Governor Kehoe's top priority, eliminating the state income tax. The realtors have spent almost $2 million opposing Amendment 5, which is on the statewide ballot in August. According to Scott Charton with Missourians for Fair Taxation, the realtors call Amendment 5 the everything tax. That's because eliminating the state income tax would mean raising sales taxes on everything, including items and services that are not taxed now. President Trump facing a revolt over his fund to reward political allies, including January 6th rioters, even after Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche issued lawmakers assurances this week that the fund was dead. But Trump now says he's going to nominate Blanche for the full-time Attorney General job. We get more from ABC's Jay O'Brien.
Blanche has become the face of this fund on Capitol Hill, including in a tense meeting last month when even staunch allies of the president warned Blanche that this fund was a political mistake in their view. And there are also concerns among some Republican senators that Trump, who has openly said, including this week, that he still wants to pay January 6 defendants, and Blanche could use the Department of Justice still to do just that. I asked one Republican senator just yesterday if he was concerned about that. He said, quote, "Who wouldn't be?"
A mix of sun and clouds and warm and a bit more humid for the afternoon hours. The high 87, partly cloudy tonight, though 71. Tomorrow, times of sun and clouds, very warm and rather humid with a stray afternoon thunderstorm, high 88. For Saturday, partly sunny, hot and humid, a chance of an afternoon thunderstorm, high 91. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Right now, it's cloudy and 76 downtown. The weather sponsored by Financial and Tax Strategies. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
If your retirement plan is mostly what if and a little fingers crossed, you deserve better answers than that. Check out Wealth and Wisdom Saturdays at 7 a.m. here on KMOX. I'm Gary Goldberg. Call 800-966-1690.
Chris Ranchi, Amy Markscores, because life is too short for boring radio. 104.1 FM, KMOX.
The Cardinal fans are standing at Busch Stadium as O'Brien deals, and there's a pop-up. Short right field. Out goes Sajaci. In comes Walker. He's there. He has it for a Redbird winner. Light up the night in downtown St. Louis. The Cardinals have beaten the Texas Rangers 5-3.
Able to salvage the finale of the series at Busch Stadium yesterday, and they will enjoy an off day today. Back at it tomorrow. The Reds come to town, and the Cardinals continue on their 2026 season. We have Lynn Worthy with us, Cardinals writer for the Post-Dispatch, and Lynn joins us on the Quiver River Electric guest line. Good morning, Lynn.
Good morning. So now I wanted to get a quick question. And when are you guys hosting your pickleball tournament?
Oh, the
Tom
tournament.
Ackerman, Chris Ranji pickleball tournament.
Oh, I assumed it was just going to be the Chris and Amy pickleball palooza, but
yeah.
No, see, Tom Ackerman, phew, I mean, you know
He's trying
how
to
he
start
is.
some stuff.
You know how he is, Lynn. And
Yeah.
he challenged Ranj to a pickleball duel, I think.
Okay. It's going to be televised, or are we going to
we're not doing it.
stream somewhere?
We're not
or-
doing it because I wouldn't play fair. I would just
Right.
try to hit him in the bits.
No,
and I don't think
Ranj-
he wants that. You know what I mean?
Or the eyeball.
Yeah, well, actually, on the Cardinals writers, and actually a few of them aren't around as much anymore, but we used to have a group that played fairly regularly, Denton and Katie Wu and Daniel Guerrero, and a couple years ago in Milwaukee, Chip Carey was with us, and we found a place out in Milwaukee and played, and he definitely committed a crime against my unborn children in that regard.
Chip did?
Yeah.
Wow.
I forgave him though, because it was the same day that he ended up like hurting his foot. He ended up in a walk-in boot. Yeah, it was a rough
karma.
day for the Cardinals beat.
So, you know what, Lynn? This reminds me. So, I had this idea a while ago. Now, some of this was with my running buddies where, you know how guys talk and they throw shade at one another and say, well, I could beat you at this race or this distance or in a sprint. Or like in this case, Ackerman saying he's going to beat Ranji. We need to have like this day of like vindictive competition where all of the bets and all of the trash talking comes to a head, and we can have, you can take on Chip Carey again in pickleball where it's all about retribution, like a retribution tournament,
I like that.
right?
I like that.
That's an interesting idea.
right.
I like that.
We're going to count you in. We've got 3 people now. We're going to build it.
I'm a huge fan of retribution.
Yeah.
All right, Lynn Worthy.
Speaking of that,
Yeah, the Cardinals are 60 games into the season. They are 4 games over 500. So let's get your thoughts on where you think this team is and whether you believe they're overperforming. Are they right where they should be? How do you see the 2026 Cardinals right now?
Honestly, coming into the season, I thought they would be worse, or they perform worse than they have thus far. Even though they have come back a little bit. I mean, they were, I think, 5 games over going into May, and now they've come back a little bit. Or it was 3 or 5 games. I'm trying to remember what it was, but it was somewhere in the neighborhood going into May, and then they've come back a little bit. Now. To me, it's getting to an interesting point just because I think you're going to start seeing some interesting decisions with the roster as they start to integrate some new players, like Jimmy Crooks, and then you're starting to see Lars Nootbaar coming back, and you're going to have to make some decisions on some of these guys that, and obviously they weren't using runway as the terminology this season, but guys who've been given, I guess they've been saying opportunity, and the opportunities are going to start to get a little more scarce, and that's going to be an interesting thing, for me at least, going forward. But I do believe they've played better than expected to this point, at least from what I thought at the beginning of the season.
Lynn, speaking of Lars Nootbaar, and we keep talking about him coming back, obviously, coming back from that injury, he's been out a long time. Do we know what to expect, and do we know, gosh, is it right that he's competing for that spot?
I don't know that he's competing for the spot. I mean, I think when he comes back, he's going in there and he's going to get regular playing time. The only question is whether or not they try to ease him in a little bit to the everyday, just because, he's had sort of a modified spring training and he's coming off of, double heel surgery. So, I mean, if anything, I think maybe they give him a little bit of time just because, the everyday grind. But I don't think it's a question of him competing as much as it is he's going into the lineup. And I think that's, for them, especially recently where the lineup has been had some struggles, I think him going in there lengthens that lineup. And, I think he's always been a guy that you project to get regular playing time. So I don't think that's as much a question. I think it's just the trickle down.
So he is expected to be back tomorrow, and Oliver Marmol basically confirming that and going to be in the lineup. What happens with Victor Scott? Because he plays good defense in center field. He can run, but the problem is he's not getting on base. He's not putting together good at bats frequently enough. What do you think the long-term prognosis on him is going to be?
Well, then to me, that's part of that the roster decisions that are upcoming. I don't think it's this one necessarily. I mean, and nobody's told me this. My guess is, just looking at tea leaves, that when Lars comes back, that it's probably Thomas Saggese who's the odd man out. Again, I don't know that for sure, but that's just my guess. But I think as you look at, Ramon Urias coming back, in the near future, and Nathan Church coming back in the near future, I think that's when you start to say, especially Church, because Church can play a really good center field, and I think they value that on a similar level as what they value, Victor Scott's defense. Maybe not the same, but similar. And so I think his return makes it a real question mark of where you stand with Scott. Like at that point, maybe that's where the decision comes that they have to, move Scott, maybe even down to AAA. Again, that's not something I've been told, just me sort of trying to, reason through it, because then you have Church who can play center field. You're going to have Lars in one corner, obviously Jordan Walker in the other. And I think, like I say, when you get to that point, then you have another center fielder, another left-handed bat. I think you start to, again, the roster decisions and the roster spots start to get fewer and far between. Because I think Nelson Velasquez, I feel like he's tied to Jimmy Crooks in terms of that right-handed bat, and he's another guy who I don't think goes back down, at least not right now. I don't see that, so I think he stays. So there's not a whole lot of room for Victor Scott, especially when Nathan Church comes back. And then I think when you get to Urias, that becomes an interesting question on whether that means maybe Torres goes back down because you have another you already have a bunch of left-handed bats, and I think Fermin stays, but that becomes another interesting question.
Lynn Worthy is with us, Cardinals writer for the St. Louis Post-Dispatch on KMOX. This has been a season, it's almost flipped because you got a lot of offense in the first month of the season. The pitching wasn't quite there, and it's kind of, the roles have reversed a little bit in May. It's not a perfect reversal, but it's kind of close. Why do you envision it has happened like that?
Well, the pitching to me was always going to be the bigger, well, a big question mark. I don't know if it was the bigger question mark, but it was definitely a big question mark because you had so many guys who were either hadn't gone through full seasons or had only gone through, a full season. Were coming off of injury. When you think about Dustin May, you think about even Hunter Dobbins, who obviously people are looking at as the guy who's in waiting, who's obviously here for right now as a sort of a backfill in terms of innings. He's coming off an injury. Liberatore had that one full season as a starter. Kyle Leahy hadn't had that. So you had a lot of question marks to me. And I think they've done, a really good job of keeping those guys being able to keep them in games. Andre Palante, who I think people wanted to write off at the beginning of the season, was one of the few who had innings and who'd had, that workload. And he's, been better, not necessarily great, but better than he was at the end of last year, that's for sure. So I think the fact that rotation has been stable, and the fact that the bullpen, for the most part, obviously they had a hiccup the other night, but the bullpen's been fairly solid, even with some moving parts in there. They've done a better than expected job, I think, when you just looked at it on paper.
So right now, the Cardinals find themselves in the second wild card position. They are tied with record, and at the top of the wild card with the Padres. Both teams are 32 and 28. Then you've got the Pirates right there at 33 and 29. Of course, the Brewers will lead the division. We've asked this question of others who are covering the team. What happens if we get 2 months from now? And really, since we're in the beginning of June, this is about the time that teams start to think about what they're going to do ahead of the deadline. We're getting close to that point. And you could start to see things happen by the end of this month, beginning of next month. If they're in this position now, and things continue to play out the way they have been, what do you think they do at the deadline?
Well, I don't see them being, like legitimate buyers. I mean, maybe it becomes a situation where they don't sell as much as maybe people anticipate, but I don't see them, for sure, I don't see them giving up pieces that they feel like are part of their future. And a lot of times at the trade deadline, in order to get, a big piece or a missing piece for a team, it's pitching is the big currency that moves. And I don't see them, aside from maybe Dustin May, because he's got the expiring contract of the option year, being, I don't see them being willing to part with a lot of the pitching. They know that they need that. They know that that's what they have to build around. They know that they don't have necessarily the depth that they want, even though it's better than it was, a year or two ago. It's still not where it needs to be. I mean, you think about some of the guys who are hurt even. So I don't think they can really deal from pitching necessarily. I feel like it's going to be hard for them to make a big move. I don't know that they would do that. I don't think they're going to give away young guys that they think can be part of the future to do that for this year. So I think it's going to be more of a staying at maybe making, smaller moves around the periphery, and maybe if they can get May involved in something because you still have Dobbins or somebody else you feel like you can fill in, and maybe that's where you look at. But I don't see big moves. I don't see them doing that for this year, when the goal coming in was always to get them set for years to come.
Lynn Worthy covers the Cardinals for the Post-Dispatch. We appreciate you. We will let you know if the pickleball event happens.
It'll happen.
And you can be there to cover it.
Well, he's got to play in it.
All right.
Remember?
Oh, you're going to play in it?
He's got to take on Chip Carey because Chip Carey
hit him in the bits?
hurt posterity.
Yeah. Well, and that's the undercard, though. Obviously, Ronge and Hackerman, that's the main event.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We appreciate you, Lynn.
Thanks, Lynn, for being on my
you
side.
guys take care.
Lynn Worthy, Cardinals writer for the Post-Dispatch. You can read him, stltoday.com, and we appreciate his time and for joining us on the Quiver River Electric guest line. It is a Major Garrett Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
We will talk to him at 10:30. He will join the show. A lot coming up. Bill McDermott's going to be with us at 11:30. Mr. Soccer.
I heard that potentially the biggest game in World Cup, the biggest matchup in this upcoming World Cup could be in Kansas City. The cards have to fall right, though.
Oh, can't wait to talk to him about that. Bill McDermott at 11:30. It's the Chris and Amy Show on KMOX.
There are many reasons to hire Morgan & Morgan for your injury case. Here's reason 17. In today's new world, many law firms have had money injected into their firms by Wall Street, private equity, and other lenders. This money usually comes in at very, very high interest rates. It's one of the reasons you see so many lawyers advertising. I'm John Morgan. This money is expensive and the interest compounds quickly. These law firms can have a huge need for cash just to pay that debt. Why does it matter to you? My fear is your case is settled early and for far less than it's worth, just to service the loan that has mafia-like rates. Our financial strength is your advantage. That plus our reputation makes our firm your firm. Visit forthepeople.com to see our results and verdicts. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
The choice of advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
As dads, it's our job to capture as many memories with our kids as possible. It's also our job to embarrass them, and if we're lucky, we get to do both. That's why I'm thankful my son created Legacy Box, the world's largest digitizer of home movies and photos.
And I'll never recover from the time you showed up to my middle school dance to disco in front of everyone. Thanks, Dad. But he's right. Simply fill your Legacy Box with your old VHS, camcorder tapes, film reels, and photos, and we'll do the rest.
And in just a couple of weeks, you'll get your originals back, along with a DVD, thumb drive, or cloud delivery. Stuff that even an old man like me can figure out.
Plus, for a limited time, we're offering a special Father's Day sale.
Go to legacybox.com/radio to get an incredible deal. Buy today to take advantage of this limited offer. Go to legacybox.com/radio
to get started and save.
legacybox.com/radio.
Right now, inflation is squeezing budgets, and global events can shake up the markets overnight. If you're close to retirement, you don't get unlimited do-overs, so this is not the time to just hope it works out. That's why Steve Aul and the team at the Aul Financial Group are hosting an upcoming educational seminar called Retirement Simplified, June 16th at the Aul Financial Group office. You'll learn how rising costs could drain your spending power, how political and economic headlines may impact your returns, and whether your retirement strategy is truly stress-tested for today's economy. This event is complimentary, and you must reserve your seat today. 636-230-8824. You can also get more details online at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, or registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions. The Aul Financial Group is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the U.S. government or any other government agency.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Hey, St. Louis, need to sell your home fast? The Gelman team with eXp Realty can make you an instant cash offer in just 24 hours. No showings, no repairs, no waiting. Visit thegelmanteam.com or give them a call at 314-336-1991.
One city, one voice. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis. Now, the question of the week with Chris and Amy. And remember, you can always vote in the X poll at Chris Amy KMOX.
What's X?
What is X?
You mean Twitter?
Oh, Twitter? Yeah. As long as Elon's around, I'm not calling it X. It's stupid.
We need you.
Because if you put in Twitter into the URL, it still comes up.
If you delete Twitter on your phone, as I did, if you go to the App Store to try to find it, and you type in Twitter, X comes up. Still Twitter.
Yeah.
It still works.
Still Twitter.
So we need you on Twitter at Chris Amy KMOX to vote in our question of the week, which is, do you still go to the movie theater? Because Matt Pajeski loves it.
I do too.
I love it.
I
get
don't
excited.
go enough, but I love it.
Like, I feel like a kid again. You walk in, you smell popcorn, you're like, oh, yeah. And you see the posters, these huge posters for movies you want to go see. He-Man.
It does feel like an event.
Yeah.
What?
And all things considered, if everything's equal, I'd rather go to a theater than watch it at home.
Yeah, me too.
You know?
But the conditions have to be right.
Conditions do have to be right.
No annoying people talking on the phone.
Yeah. I hear that's a big problem now.
Aren't movie theaters sticky?
What?
They can be a little sticky.
What part?
The floor, the seat handles,
Well, yeah, because
armrests.
people spill their cherry Coke, and then when they spill it, it's on the ground.
I will not make a Pee Wee Herman joke here. Go on.
Somebody texted in a Pee Wee Herman, or
No.
they suggested a Pee Wee Herman joke
Really?
the other day.
That's rude. That's not the type of thing
Do
that
you
we
even know-
want people to text in at 314-436-7900 because
Amy,
you know
do you-
what? They're better than that.
Well, I don't think that they are.
You're probably right.
Do you know the Pee Wee Herman thing? You know what he did?
Well, I think I know.
Shall I describe it to you in detail?
No, because I know the who's the Congress lady?
I don't know.
Yeah,
There's a
you
no-
do. The theater Congress lady, Laura.
Oh, Lauren Boebert.
Yeah, Lauren Boebert.
Yeah.
she also had an issue in the theater.
An issue is a
Different,
way to
but-
describe it.
Yeah.
Lauren Boebert.
What a doofus. Oh, frustrating. At any rate, do you go to the theater? And we're not, we're just, there's no innuendo here. We're literally talking about going to watch a movie.
Yeah.
And it's been a long time. The last
A
movie I
movie.
saw was The Rise of Skywalker.
Last
years
one
ago.
I saw Oppenheimer. We just talked about Robert Oppenheimer's
That was
cousin.
2 years ago, right? Yeah, that was 2 years ago. Last
you're right.
summer
It
was
wasn't
not
last-
Barbenheimer.
That's right.
Barbenheimer was at least 2 years ago.
You are correct. It's been a minute. Holy mackerel.
A commenter says it's been 15 years since he's been to the theater.
Which that's a long time.
You know how many good movies have come out in 15 years?
15 years.
Name one.
15 years seems outrageous.
I know.
That's okay.
I mean, I would be 15 years, except for both times it was community service / an act of love.
So go find us on Twitter or X at Chris Amy KMOX, and you can vote, or you can vote and then give us your thoughts. Do you go to the movie theater still? So it's right there on Twitter. Now you're gonna have to search for it because we have a different pinned tweet now.
Oh,
It
because
used
it's
to be-
important.
It used to be pinned to the top, but now we have something different for you. As we mentioned last hour, Chris and Amy Day at the Ballpark is coming up June 17th. It's all about us. The game is secondary. But it's the field, everything going on the field, the Cardinals and Padres. I mean, fine, they're playing, but really the whole day is about us.
Yeah.
So 1:15 pitch afternoon game, Chris and Amy Day. There is a special section of $15 tickets that you can purchase by going to cardinals.com/Chris and Amy.
And from 12:30 to 1:45, we will be bartending at the pop-up bar by Gate 1.
Yeah, the Mississippi Yacht Club.
So we are going to be float trip themed.
That's right.
We are going to be your regular old Missouri Hoosier floating down the Merrimack on an inner tube.
Why do you have to say that about people?
Because that's who we are. I'm not ashamed. Are you ashamed?
I'm not a Hoosier, though. You don't have to insult the Hoosiers.
See, that kind of talk right there, you're separating. You're othering us.
Yeah, you're not a Hoosier.
I'm from Missouri.
You're an elitist.
I've floated. Do you know how many times I've floated down the Merrimack? Not only that one, but the Jack's Fork. The Jack's Fork River is beautiful. You don't even know what that is.
I've only floated once.
Where?
Merrimack. We started in Cuba, Missouri.
We started in Steelville.
Good for you.
Yeah, because we're
good for you.
better than you.
Cardinals.com/Chris and Amy. Get those $15 tickets. It's going to be so much fun. I cannot wait.
Hey, also,
June 17th.
it's been such a huge morning for us because I don't know if you heard, but Ranj and I have been selected to go with the best of the best.
Yeah.
They're sending us to Top Gun. So we will be broadcasting live from the air show tomorrow. I think
That's
we're going
right.
to talk to some pilots.
Yep.
Someone suggested that your call sign should be Battle Axe.
No, because I have one. I'm not gonna steal it. Let us know what our call sign should be for tomorrow. Text us 314-436-7900. When we come back, Major Garrett will join the show, Chief Washington correspondent for CBS News on the Chris and Amy Show next.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX, sponsored by Community America Credit Union in Des Peres. Invested in STL. Invested in you. Now open.
Around baseball, they're talking about St. Louis, a youth movement that's not waiting for the future. Names like Walker, Wynn, and Weatherholt aren't projections anymore. They're the conversation right now. And in a city where expectations never change, the conversation gets louder. Join the conversation. The Gas House Gang. Weekdays at noon. This is Cardinals talk that doesn't flinch.
This is Stories from the Pitch. Brought to you by the first ever Infinity QX65 and by Lowe's. Give your yard its own moment with new limited time deals from Lowe's.
Maracana. Extra time. Germany versus Argentina. Lionel Messi, chasing the ghost of Maradona, had carried Argentina here. Now he was running on fumes. Andre Schürrle drove down the left, swung it across. Mario Götze, 22 years old, just brought on, chested it down with his left, volleyed it across his body with his right. Goalkeeper Sergio Romero couldn't reach it. Germany won, Argentina 0. Coach Yogi Löw told Götze before sending him on, "Show the world you're better than Messi." Germany, world champions for the fourth time, the first European nation to win in the Americas. Götze became immortal. Football is a few seconds sometimes.
Stay tuned to this Odyssey station for more Stories from the Pitch.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
It is a gorgeous day, 78 degrees. Partly sunny, maybe some clouds out there, a high of 87. Tonight, mainly clear, a low of 69. Weather sponsored by Community America Credit Union.
Community America Credit Union helps you and me, shortstop Mason Wynn, to win big. Cash back, free checking, win. No service fees or minimum balance, win. So yeah, you really can win with Community America. So can I. That's a win-win.
Mizzou football will be here before you know it. Join us for the 100th anniversary of Memorial Stadium with season tickets. Join the season ticket waitlist at mutigers.com/FB waitlist and get ready to lock in tickets for 2026. The home schedule is highlighted by games against Florida, Texas A&M, Texas, Kentucky, and Oklahoma. Don't wait to reserve your spot. Join the waitlist at mutigers.com/FB waitlist. MIZ.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-720-8444. 314-720-8444. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-720-8444.
Rhino Shield is engineered to outlast paint by a lot, backed with our 25-year transferable warranty. Paint a house, shield a home. We do brick, block, stucco, asbestos, steel, aluminum, cedar, and more. We are the only coating company selected by Disney, This Old House, and 3 times on HGTV's Curb Appeal. where all 3 episodes concentrate on unpainted brick. If you maintain or own a business with a tired-looking building, you owe it to yourself to look at Rhino Shield and our beautifully durable color schemes. Evaluations are free. We're making buildings pop and be noticed again, from Champaign to the Lake of the Ozarks, exceeding expectations every day with our products, people, and performance. Now is the time to call 877-25-RHINO, 877-25-RHINO, or go to 877-25rhino.com and see how honest and transparent we really are. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Get inside your Redbirds in the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX. It's Major News with Major Garrett, our weekly conversation with CBS's chief Washington correspondent.
Chris and Amy on KMOX until 12 o'clock today. Then it's the Gas House Gang. We go to the Quiver River Electric guest line. And every Thursday around about this time, we talk to our guy, the chief Washington correspondent for CBS News, host of The Takeout on CBS News 24/7. And his book is The Big Truth, Upholding Democracy in the Age of the Big Lie. We got Major Garrett with us on KMOX. Good morning, Major.
Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Amy.
Whatever. I'm a real third wheel, aren't I?
No, you weren't even invited. You're no wheel at all.
Well, today I'm the wheel.
Amy, you come to D.C., take me to a baseball game. We'll do the same thing, okay?
All right, as
You don't
long
want
as you
that.
promise.
Major, you don't want that. You just don't.
I've been stewing on this all week, Major.
For those who are
For those of you who are wondering
just
what's going
tuning
on.
in, Major,
What are they talking about? What are they talking about?
on Saturday, Major Garrett and I attended a Padres Nationals game. And I'm here to tell people, I would like to remind everybody that Major Garrett is not a sit-on-his-hands baseball fan. He is not. When the Padres do something great, he lets them know. When they do something bad, he shakes his head in disgust. He is a real, true baseball fan.
I'm a full participant, as they say.
That's what he came back and he goes, you know what? I can tell you what. Major is not a passive baseball fan.
He's not. I loved it. It was so great. So anyway, that was a lot of fun. And then,
it was.
You get
Except
to do
for the final score.
They blew it.
That's rough.
Yeah, they were up, and then they gave, what was it, 5 or 6 runs in the seventh?
6 runs in the 7th inning on 2 measly hits. Lots of walks and a lot of errors and all sorts of other things.
I think there was if I remember right, I believe somebody said hello to him after the game and kind of mentioned the score or whatever, and he's like, 6 runs on 2 hits. Pretty great day.
He did say you're like Tom Cruise. You got to be incognito with the hat and glasses.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So that leads us into a fun week in Washington. And I know that we talked a little bit about this America 250 and the Freedom 250 thing and the whole celebration and the confusion as to what is what and what is going on here. Is there any how is Washington responding to getting ready for this 250th birthday and not really knowing what events are what?
Well, Washington does know which events are what. I mean, America 250 is the bipartisan, legislatively established national civic celebration. Some of it's in Washington, some of it's around the country. Freedom 250 is President Trump's orientation to it. And that's one that's being driven entirely by him, by those who he originally recruited, many of whom have now opted out in terms of the musical performances slated for the National Mall. So there didn't need to be a Freedom 250. President Trump decided to create a Freedom 250 to personalize America's 250th birthday and put his, if not seal of approval, his sort of aesthetic around it. And there were some who thought that America 250 was a little on the sleepy side, not celebratory enough, maybe not as ambitious as it should be in terms of its scope or entertainment. pizzazz. That's maybe a fair criticism. I don't know. I'm not a real connoisseur of these things. But Freedom 250 is what the president wants to reflect him in this moment. It's an accident of history, but it's an accident of history the president wants to maximize to not only the best of his ability, but to sort of radiate the Trump control over a lot of the dialogue and the way we think about things in America. He's not shy or hesitant about that. That's not a newsflash. And it flows through the 250th celebration. I will say this. A lot of people are expected here. It's going to be a huge security event. And the city knows how to prepare for that. It will deal with that the way it deals with all sorts of large public gatherings, whether they're protests or inaugurations. There's nothing new about that. The DNA of the city and the federal bureaucracy and the city bureaucracy, well established to deal with all that. I don't know what the general national attitude about the 250th is. I don't hear as much conversation about it as I was anticipating, or a sense that we're coming upon something that is universally recognized and celebrated. It may be a slightly more amped up 4th of July weekend, but I wonder if it will be as much of a celebration as we might have thought it would have been abstractly 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, so much of that would have to do with the fact that everything is politicized. You know, even if you're flying an American flag.
How you celebrate is politicized. What you celebrate is politicized. What you emphasize, what you de-emphasize. The idea that we could have a shared civic experience, more or less like we did at the bicentennial, 1976, seems watered down, seems diluted, not only intellectually but politically, maybe even spiritually. I'm not sure. But this one feels like we're approaching it with a kind of hesitation that I wasn't expecting as a nation.
I think there are people who feel like, well, now is not the time to celebrate, right, with everything that's going on, or somehow feel that it's wrong to celebrate what the country has done. And when you look at this, Major, you are a history buff. You are passionate about this country. How do you view the 250th anniversary of our nation?
So I do think there is something a little forced about round number anniversaries, like the 20th is more important than the 19th. I don't believe that to be true in anything. I believe every year that this country continues is a year to celebrate. Yes, there is something big and round about 250, but I think 249 and 251 are just as important, because this is the most important experiment in self-government the history of the world has ever known. It's the most successful, far from perfect, but by far the most successful. So each and every year it continues and reflects upon itself, I think, is valuable. So I think 249 is just as important as 251. That's the way I always look at that. So I'm always looking forward to 4th of July. Yes, there's a kind of commercialism that's built into big round numbers, and 250 is certainly a big round number. But the way we are approaching this, which I think is somewhat hesitantly and cautiously, in a sense of, well, does this have to feel overtly political? Maybe like everything else in America, it does. Save for sports, this is going to be politicized, or it's going to be viewed in a way that, well, I'm proud of this, I'm less proud of that. And the way we think about the pride in America depends on what political party you are most inclined to support. All of that is going to be true on 250th birthday plus one, just as it is on 250th birthday minus one, meaning the day before and the day after. Those things are flowing through our American life right now, and if we're dissatisfied with them or unhappy about them, the work of fixing those things is incumbent upon all of us to fix. And taking a day to celebrate our 250th birthday is helpful and understandable, but these underlying problems still persist, and we're going to have to attack them sooner rather than later.
Yesterday, the House of Representatives voted on a war powers resolution, which was sort of a rebuke of the president, and 4 Republicans voted for it. It was a Democratic measure. What does that even mean, that this vote happened?
It doesn't mean the war ends. It doesn't mean that the president's powers are constrained in any way. The Senate would have to do the same, and then the president could veto it. Then they'd have to override. But it is a signal. It's a signal that the House, in a majority position, which it has had this vote many times before, couldn't get there before, for the first time, decided to say to the president, we think this war is a bad idea. Now, yes, the vast majority of those who voted in favor of that proposition were Democrats, small handful of Republicans, but those Republicans were under pressure. House Republican leadership did not want this to pass, but it passed anyway. So there's a defiance there that's worth taking note of. Again, it doesn't stop the war, and it's interesting to point out that the very same day and the day before that vote occurred in the House, the Secretary of State and National Security Advisor, Marco Rubio, was telling the Senate and the House the war's over. Well, what he meant by that is Operation Epic Fury is over, but our military is still heavily positioned all throughout the region. As everyone reads on their phones and sees on television every day, the ceasefire is under tremendous stress. There's firing across the Gulf, some of it from the United States, some of it from Iran. It's holding in a fragile state because neither side wants to amp this up fully. But the idea that hostilities have ended is false. The administration can rhetorically say Operation Epic Fury is over, therefore the war is over, but that doesn't make it true. And Congress is nervous about the longevity of this war. And you don't have to look any farther than Iowa. Neighboring Iowa, just to the north, Ashley Hinson, the Republican who just won her party's nomination to be the United States Senate nominee against Josh Turek in Iowa, said this week that the longer this war goes on, the more of a political problem it becomes for Republicans. She wasn't abandoning Trump. She was just speaking truth to a reality. She said if it's not over in a week or two, it's going to be a genuine political problem. Why? Because she already knows it's a political problem for Republicans, particularly in the agriculture Midwest. So this House vote, like I said, doesn't derail anything the president's doing, either threatening more military action or trying to negotiate something for a longer-term ceasefire. But it is a reflection of unsettled politics about the duration of this war.
Is it also a reflection of unsettled politics that Trump's slush fund, the basically $1.8 billion fund for those who claim they were wrongfully prosecuted by the DOJ, has faced opposition from Republicans and Democrats? And I believe the Senate is set to vote on, set to have several votes today on amendments seeking to block the fund.
Yes, and the Justice Department, through the acting attorney general, said it's over. We're not pursuing it. That fund is not going to be pursued at any level. The president keeps saying, I love it. I want to try to revive it. It's not happening. And the final legislative nails will be driven into that coffin today in the Senate, because on these votes that the Senate's taking on an unrelated immigration set of funding will make it clear legislatively this has no life whatsoever. There is a mechanism by which the federal government can pay out claims that are brought under torts. If you're wronged by the government, typically the government is immune, but there is a law written in 1946, the Tort Claims Act, that if you sue the federal government and according to the laws in your state, if it were a private citizen and it violated laws, meaning it harmed you in some way intentionally, you can receive compensation. Trust me. That is a much, much higher legal bar to achieve that compensation than anything envisioned by this so-called anti-weaponization fund, which many people regarded, based on the way it was put together and who was in charge of it and its orientation, a slush fund for Trump political allies. So, yes, there's a mechanism. Lindsey Graham, Senate Republican from South Carolina, big Trumper, wants to use that existing law as a means by which to address some of this. You can do it that way. We'll see if the president's inclined to go in that direction. But if he's not, there are very few ways in which this could happen.
Alabama Supreme Court upheld a new congressional map that will, for this upcoming midterm, probably take away a seat from Democrats. Democrats in New York are starting that process of potentially redistricting. So overall, how is this whole congressional map redrawing fight going for both sides?
Very quick amendment to what you said. The U.S. Supreme Court upheld the Alabama map.
U.S. Supreme Court,
final word. And the U.S. Supreme Court looked at a lower federal appeals court ruling that said, no, that was illegally done. That was unconstitutional, the way that Alabama had drawn the district to eliminate one minority district. And that federal appeals court said it went off the most recent Supreme Court decision. But no, the Supreme Court said, no, you didn't read it properly. We've nullified your decision. Now it's going to be a one minority district in Alabama. That will favor Republicans for the time being. So where is the entire redistricting saga? It's probably going to be, when all the dust settles, a nominal gain for Republicans in this midterm cycle in terms of raw numbers of seats that are slightly more available for Republicans to prevail upon as compared to 2024. However, I think, as everyone knows, the dynamics of this midterm election do not resemble the political dynamics of the 2024 election. So if you're drawing district lines saying, well, if we have the same outcome and the same voter turnout as we did in 2024, this is a nominally better seat for Republicans, that's not going to fly, because the attitudes and the political winds are much more opposed to Republicans generically and President Trump specifically. So in the end, these lines have been redrawn. Some of these seats look more favorable for Republicans, but if the prevailing political attitudes carry through November, they will not be enough to withstand what appears to be a Democratic wave of some depth and some velocity. So redistricting may hold back some of that tide, but not all of it.
Major Garrett, we appreciate your time as always. We'd like to let you know that between the 15th and 17th of June, the Padres are in town. So if you got nothing to do, you should come through. And June 17th is Chris and Amy Day at the ballpark.
It is,
we have
against
special
the Padres.
tickets.
Wow.
Against the
That's
Padres.
That's a big day. That's a big day. Chris and Amy Day at the ballpark. That'll be a sellout for sure.
Hey.
Well, I mean, I
think he might be making fun of us.
That's sarcasm. I know what that sounds like.
I'm serious. It should be a sellout. That's my position. It should be a sellout.
Thank you, Major. We knew we can count on you.
All right.
Thanks, Major.
All right, guys. Be well.
That is Major Garrett, Chief Washington Correspondent for CBS News. Watch his show, The Takeout, happens daily on CBS News 24/7. It is very, very good, and we love talking to him every week on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM KMOX.
America is turning 250 this year, and Circa Sports is celebrating by offering all users in Missouri $250. For everyone in Missouri, all you have to do is deposit $250 on your Circa Sports app, then play through that deposit. Once you do, Circa Sports will reward you with $250 right in your account. This is available for everyone in Missouri, new and existing users. Celebrate 250 years and find out more at circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older and in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
For men over 50, staying healthy shouldn't feel complicated. Neovitin Men's 50 Plus is a doctor-formulated daily multivitamin designed to support everyday wellness with just 2 tablets a day. You can subscribe at neovitin.com for convenient monthly delivery right to your door, or find Neovitin Men's 50 Plus at your local Deerbirds or Schnucks. All Neovitin vitamins are manufactured in a GMP-certified facility in the USA and are designed for real, everyday routines. Make nutrition easy with Neovitin Men's 50 Plus.
This summer, there's no better place to catch Team USA in the FIFA World Cup 26 than the Beer Garden at Anheuser-Busch. We hosted KMOX listeners there last week, and trust us, the atmosphere is incredible. Huge screens, great seats everywhere, ice-cold beer, $15 Michelob Ultra pitchers, $20 Ultra buckets, $5 Ultra drafts, and collectible FIFA cups while supplies last. Bring your crew, cheer on Team USA at the Beer Garden. Visit BudweiserTours.com for details.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I never thought of myself as the type
to settle down. Never knew where the team's next lunch was coming from. But then I met you, Easy Cater.
Workplaces everywhere are saying, I do want delicious food at work, and they're ordering from beloved restaurants with Easy Cater.
You were reliable. You had great options for every budget, even when marketing ops did keto again. We got through that together. With you, it's just so easy. Easy Cater, will you keep showing up at my workplace forever?
Find love at first lunch. Order at easycater.com.
Meet me at the Muni in Forest Park.
Muni tickets for 2026 are on sale now, featuring Hairspray, Shrek the Musical, South Pacific, Disney's Newsies, Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Times of the Temptations, Meet Me in St. Louis, and Something Rotten. Choose your seats now at muni.org.
Meet me at the Muni in Forest Park.
What if your bathroom felt less like a routine and more like a daily escape? Glover here for my friends at Michael's Baths. They can transform ordinary bathrooms into beautiful, comfortable spaces for homeowners across St. Louis and all the surrounding areas. And now they're introducing new premium walls, perfect for those who love the look of stone without the upkeep. It's sleek, durable, and designed to elevate your space. For a limited time, enjoy a free rain shower head or upgrade with safety features like grab bars or a built-in seat. Call us at 636-775-0800 or michaelsbaths.com.
When challenges show up in our community, united we help. We help families put food on the table. We help children learn, grow, and feel safe. We help neighbors through crises and everyday challenges. Across our region, United Way brings people together, supporting local nonprofits and helping over 1 million neighbors each year. Unite with us at helpingpeople.org.
Retirement planning isn't about timing the market. If it were, we'd all be retired by Tuesday. It's about timing your life, income streams, taxes, health care, and making sure everything works together. No guessing, no hoping, no drama. Check out the show Wealth and Wisdom with Gary Goldberg here on KMOX, Saturday mornings at 7 a.m. Let's get organized, or checkwithgary.com.
Chris and Amy now. The Dave Glover Show at 1 on the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Well, if you're out and about, be careful out there. We are hearing reports of a 3-car crash on 270, northbound 270 near Page. Looks like traffic is starting to be affected on both sides of the interstate there. So it's up against the left median. No emergency vehicles yet. I mean, this was as of a few minutes ago, so maybe it has happened. But if you're wondering if you're stuck and things are starting to slow down, that is why. Northbound 270, a 3-car crash with a fire. So be very careful. It's right near Page.
Accidents, man. There's always accidents on 270, Highway 70, 170, and 40 way west near Wentzville.
So the interstate?
Well, no, but it's all like, I feel like the 44 accidents are always at Six Flags. The 40 accidents are always Wentzville or by the Galleria.
Yeah.
170 right by Ladue, I guess, like right after
the
the Galleria.
whole 170,
that whole area is a mess.
40, 170 interchange,
Yeah.
just
not great.
Not really well designed. And I hope the person listening knows. The person who designed it is listening, and we can let them know. So the real quick, the NBA Finals are happening now. Game 1 just happened. Knicks won that. Game 3 is in New York, coming up here soon, and the president's going to be there.
Oh.
So he's going. Also, the Cardinals are going to be in town in New York at that time.
Wow. You think they're going to go?
And Jeff Jones tweeted that one player at least checked with his agent about getting tickets, heard what the price tag was, and says, I'll just find a bar at the hotel.
Yeah. When a Major League Baseball player says it's too expensive.
The cheapest ticket right now at Madison Square Garden for Game 3 is $7,500.
And I saw that some tickets were like $60,000.
I heard that too.
Where did you hear that?
Some of them for World Cup were, I think, selling for close to $1 million for a World Cup ticket.
Unbelievable. That's too much.
It's the Chris and Amy Show. Hour 3 is next. We have Battlehawks tickets to give away for the playoff game on Sunday. We'll do that before the show is over. Got to be listening for your chance to win on KMOX.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
There's nothing like hearing your friends and family clearly. A grandchild's laugh, conversation with a friend, or the punchline to a joke. Charlie Brennan here with Dr. Colleen Bosler from the Audiology Center. Dr. Bosler and her team understand that hearing is personal. That's why you'll always work with certified audiologists like Adam Voss, Bailey Campbell, and Dr. Colleen Bosler.
That's right, Charlie. We offer hearing aids from all major manufacturers, so our recommendations are based on what fits you best. With us, we follow best practice fitting methods to ensure your hearing aids are programmed precisely for your unique hearing needs. But our care doesn't end when you walk out the door. As we know, hearing aids require continued support, adjustments, and maintenance, and we offer these services at no extra cost to you. Because better hearing isn't just about devices, it's about reconnecting to the moments that matter most. Call us today at 636-441-7470 or visit us online at theaudiologycenterstl.com.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to Supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At Supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to Supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's Supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
This is Jordan Walker. Celebrate Black Heritage Day, presented by your quality Ford dealers on Sunday, June 28th at Busch Stadium. This special culture and community event honors the impact, history, and legacy of the Black community in baseball and beyond. With a special themed ticket, you'll receive an exclusive Cardinals jersey designed by Corey Rogers. And don't miss a special heritage celebration in Budweiser Terrace before the game. Details and tickets at cardinals.com/theme.
The weekend starts at Busch Stadium. Grab your crew and kick it off at Friday Night Live. Every Friday night home game, Budweiser Terrace turns into the hottest happy hour in the Lou. With $5 beers, $5 hot dogs, $7 margaritas, live music, and more all game long. Meet up with friends, soak in the energy, and keep the night going with baseball under the lights. Good vibes, great deals, your new Friday tradition. Get tickets now at cardinals.com.
Celebrating 100 years of informing and entertaining. KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood, the voice of St. Louis.
It is 11 o'clock, and we've got 79 degrees with partly sunny skies in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey. A KMOX caller has alerted us to a three-car crash on northbound 270 at Page. It's up against the median. Looks like something is definitely on fire looking at the cameras, so just be aware vehicles, emergency vehicles are probably on their way to that scene. Again, that is northbound 270 at Page. After a handful of prior attempts, the House has passed a war powers resolution that would urge President Trump to call off U.S. military action in Iran unless Congress approves it. 4 Republicans voted alongside Democrats to approve the measure.
This is, though, a largely symbolic resolution. 4 Republicans joining Democrats to limit the president, requiring him to remove U.S. forces from Iran unless Congress approves military action. We have seen similar resolutions fail before. Of course, Republicans have that very narrow majority right now in the House. This will now go over to the Senate, but it will not likely end up at the president's desk because of the nature of this resolution, how it is moving forward.
That's ABC's Karen Travers. As expected, the president is attacking those Republicans who crossed over on social media. With prices rising, how are the companies that make the goods we purchase holding up? KMOX's Total Information AM asked St. Louis Federal Reserve economist and Assistant Vice President Charles Gascon.
You look at manufacturing related to home building activity and all the supplies that go into it, that's been weak. Auto manufacturing's been weak. Some of the things that we've heard more recently is related to kind of energy and power generation manufacturing and that equipment manufacturing, that's been relatively strong. And then more recently, also defense production is picking up.
Gaskin says when it comes to construction, there's a pause in the housing market that could be attributed in part to higher mortgage rates. Looking for a seasonal job, the St. Louis Department of Personnel is hosting a hiring fair tomorrow. The department's senior human resources specialist, Tanya McNary Farr, says they're looking to fill more than 100 positions in parks, recreation, and forestry.
The utility worker roles pay $16.91 an hour. The recreation positions, I believe, are $16.66, and the lifeguard positions pay $17 an hour.
Tomorrow's hiring fair takes place at the Slate, Missouri Job Center from 9 to noon. The St. Louis County Pet Adoption Center is once again waiving this weekend's adoption fees. The shelter still doesn't have enough space for all the animals, and they're asking residents to consider adopting or even fostering any of the pets. Adoption fees have been waived at the center on Bauer in Olivet through Sunday.
This afternoon will be warm and a bit more humid than recent days with sunshine and some clouds and a high of 87. Partly cloudy and remaining warm tonight, though 71. For tomorrow, times of sun and clouds, quite warm and rather humid with a thunderstorm in the afternoon, high 88. Saturday, partly sunny, hot and humid. A chance of an afternoon thunderstorm, a high 91. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Right now it's 79 degrees downtown. The weather sponsored by the Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
At Sandberg Phoenix, we're more than just a law firm. We're partners committed to you, your business, and your community. From family law to litigation, we're ready to serve. Visit SandbergPhoenix.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Final hour of the show. Then the Gas House Gang today is at 12 bells. I've got Bernie Miklas and me. We are going to talk a little Cardinals Reds. The Reds series will begin tomorrow at Busch Stadium. Off day for the team today. And then we're happening, baby. Going to have a good warm weekend at the ballpark, it's looking like. And humid. It's going to be real humid this weekend.
Well, the humidity starts to roll
told.
in today. And then I think it keeps rolling in tomorrow and then really rolls in this weekend.
Ew.
That's what I've heard.
Gross. So, yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. And speaking of the ballpark, we'll continue to remind you. In fact, we're going to make you sick of us because we're letting you know that Chris and Amy Day at the ballpark is happening June 17th, day game, 1:15, first pitch, Cardinals, Padres. And we have there's a special section with $15 tickets for the game. Cardinals.com/Chris and Amy. We're going to broadcast live there. We're going to be guest bartending inside Gate 1. It's going to be called the Mississippi Yacht Club Bar. It's the new pop-up bar. So we'll be there. We got stuff going on. Fred Bird's going to stop by. Man, can't wait.
We're going to be dressed up for the float trip theme.
Or just how I normally dress.
I mean, you generally look ready to go on a float trip.
Yeah.
I would say. You're wearing a Hawaiian shirt, probably?
I don't know about that. Maybe it's something nautical. I might do something nautical.
But again, nautical is like ships.
We're going to be on the river.
That's what's confusing, is that it's the Mississippi Yacht Club, but the theme is float trip. Those are two very different groups.
Well, the Coast Guard, don't they still deal with rivers? Coast Guard serves rivers.
Yeah, but it's not a Coast Guard theme.
Well, it's nautical. I mean, ships. Hey, it's all the same.
I'm not sure.
Well, anyway, that's what I'm doing. You can do whatever the hell you want. Cardinals.com/Chris and Amy. Get those $15 special tickets. So very much looking forward to it. And because Amy and I are going to be broadcasting tomorrow from the Spirit of St. Louis Airport, the site of the air show this weekend, it's Saturday, Sunday, that the Spirit of St. Louis air show goes on.
Yeah, a little clarification.
We are going to be there on site tomorrow, though.
You can't come.
The people?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they can come. But we're going to be checking things out.
Right.
Making sure they know what they're doing out there, making sure that all the planes are in order, making sure the Blue Angels.
Because I think we're talking to the Blue Angels, right?
I believe so,
And
yeah.
we're talking to the Snowbirds. That's the Canadian version. because the Thunderbirds is our Air Force, just in case you get
Yep.
confused with the
Yep.
birds. But yeah, so I think we probably should just like check up on the Blue Angels, make sure their safety protocols are up to snuff,
Yeah.
that they're training, that their outfits are crisp and clean.
Yeah.
You know, if
Okay.
you're going to come to St. Louis, got to do it right.
Right. We want to make sure the Blue Angels are on point. You know what I mean?
They've called us the Blue Angels of radio.
That's
really.
right. Because we have we stick to the plan. We don't deviate.
Yeah. We communicate
Everything is by the
so
book.
well. Yeah,
Have
we
you
communicate
seen-
well.
Have you seen it? I had seen it before, but for some reason it's been circulating on social media lately. The Blue Angels in a conference room. It's the 5 pilots, and they are
First
going
of all-
over the commands.
Yes.
Just
It's from a documentary.
yes.
And it's unbelievable.
Super interesting. Just watching them like visualize what they're going to do. I mean, they're not in the planes, obviously. They're in a conference room, but they're going over the commands
Mm-hmm.
and they're mimicking,
The
pulling on the
entire-
controls and
yeah,
just
and the entire
it's
flight,
very interesting.
Their eyes are closed.
Yep.
The captain's calling out the command. The commander is calling out the commands, and the way they're in their chairs, like leaning to the left, leaning to the right. It is like a savant level where all I know is watching that scene alone. I couldn't do that in the boardroom, much less
No.
on the planes. Like if they said, Amy, no worry, no pressure, you just have to keep up in the boardroom. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, the only way you can be as precise as they are is to practice it. I mean, obviously you got to have some tremendous talent, but practice.
So I believe I had an opportunity. I don't know if I told you this a couple of years ago, to go up with the Blue Angels. And I did not, which everybody says is crazy. But you have to remember, I don't think I would medically get cleared because I passed out on the mine train. And so I'm never going to be able
Yeah.
to handle the Blue Angels.
No.
Annie Fry went up with the Blue Angels, and apparently
Did
she
she
did
yak?
really well. No. Apparently she crushed it. Because Mark Reardon went up too, I believe, a few years ago. And I asked him, like,
Well, we talked to him after the
yeah,
fact.
and I asked him how you feeling, and he said, ask me tomorrow, because it takes a good, 36 hours to not be sick after you get out of one of those planes. But apparently Annie Fry did incredible and went... apparently she went to, 7 Gs or something. I don't know. She did something crazy. She
7 Gs?
She went really high as far as the Gs go.
Okay.
Because the pilot was very impressed with her, which is incredible. So I would die. Would either of you guys go up? If the Blue Angels tomorrow said, and we've got a surprise, one of you gets to go up in the plane with us.
I think I would do it.
Yeah.
Because I trust them. It was the
It's
same
not about
way.
being scared of crashing. It's about just passing out and throwing up the whole time.
Yeah, but still, I know I'm in good hands, and I'll be on the other side of it. I'll be fine. It was the same way with. I'm not a skydiving type. I don't really have the interest to do it.
Yeah.
If I could get 100% certainty that I'll make it to the ground okay, in one piece,
So for you,
then
it's
I would
the
do it.
fear
Yeah.
of dying. See, for me, it's the fear of getting sick. I don't like
So-
to throw up. I'm not afraid of crashing and dying. I mean, I know where I'm going. I'm fine. I'm afraid of
Well,
throwing up. It's kind of like with planes. I'm not afraid of crashing. I'm afraid of getting sick during turbulence.
But when I went up with the Golden Knights, and it was just a ride along kind of thing before they jumped out.
Yeah.
It was the balloon race
Yeah.
weekend, and when I was up there, I felt very comfortable, and I thought, you know what, I could jump with these guys because they know what they're doing. So I think I could probably do the Blue Angels thing. Don't you have to sign all kinds of waivers, and don't they make you
So you
test you ahead of time to make sure that you won't die on the plane?
Well, that's why I would not be able to go. I would die on the plane. But they give you several bags for you to get sick in, and then you put the bags in the pockets in your pants. Because you have pockets on the outside of your pant legs.
Yeah.
That
Well-
doesn't sound like fun to me.
Well, I don't think we're going to be going up with the Blue Angels tomorrow.
You don't know, though.
We're
you
not
have
going
to
to.
think
They're not
about
going to
this.
last minute say, "Hey, want to come up real quick?
They
Want to go for a
might.
ride?" No, they're not.
The Navy is famously spontaneous.
Right? Yeah. Usually the military is. They don't ever plan anything. They're just.
Haven't you ever heard of the phrase "a surprise attack"?
Well, yeah, but they plan that. They just don't tell the other guy.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
Oh,
that's
so
what the
they're
surprise.
not the ones surprised.
No.
Yeah.
We're like, oh my gosh, we're bombing this place?
No, I'm just saying you can never be too prepared. That's why you need to think through these things. What I don't want to do is get embarrassed because if the two of you can't make up your minds tomorrow when they ask if you're going to go up with them.
Yeah, I probably won't.
I will. I'm committed.
You will?
Yeah.
They're not going to ask you.
They could.
But if
what
they
if
do?
it's
They're
a
not
snowbird?
going to.
Are you going to go up with the snowbirds?
I'd take a nice little joyride tomorrow.
A joyride?
In anything?
No,
Anywhere,
they're going to. The whole point of getting you up there is so that they could try to make you pass out.
Yeah, right.
They get a kick out of it, I'm
I'd pass
sure.
out on takeoff, probably.
We're going to talk to them about it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, I'll ask them, do you get a kick out of ride-alongs passing out? And do you do whatever you can to make sure they
Listen,
do?
if I had known we were going to take Cougar's spot, I would have been more prepared for this.
Cougars, are you talking about the Ladue Cougars, or what do you mean?
I'm talking about the Cougar who was number 1, and now we're number 1.
Oh, from Top Gun.
That's why we got this. That's why Steve said
I
we
see
were
what
number
you're saying.
2. Cougar lost his wings. Now we're number 1. I think Cougar is over at Y98 or maybe 102.5.
Guess what we have for you, people?
Well, based on recent history, I'm guessing it's Battlehawks tickets.
It is Battlehawks tickets. And they are free Battlehawks tickets for the playoff game this Sunday.
Give away tickets that you have to buy.
Well, I just want to make it clear to people that they don't have to pay for these. This is a real, actual gift, courtesy of the Battlehawks. A pair of tickets for the playoff game Sunday at the Dome. What are they calling it? Dome Field Advantage, which I think is pretty clever.
It's clever. Dome
I like
Field
that.
Advantage.
So we will have a pair of tickets right now to give away to you to caller number
7
to the contest line at 314-955-1120. You're going to go see the Battlehawks in the playoffs on Sunday, courtesy of the St. Louis Battlehawks. There's a lot to tell you about coming up with the Cardinals, and tonight an appearance at Community America I want to tell you about as well. And we will do that in just a moment on KMOX.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
Just a reminder to have your air conditioner checked for the summer so you don't have a mishap and it goes down in the hottest day of the year. But it's always best to have it done. Call us, and we'll be more than happy to come out there and check it for you. And like always, if you're having your furnace checked by another company and you are told that this is the year you need to replace it, call me for a second opinion. The 0% interest is still available on most brands. Save your cash and keep your credit cards open and away from those high rates. Call me. You'll be glad you did. Bart Inman, one easy number in Missouri and Illinois. The easiest. It is 314-293-2600 or on the website bartinman.com. Now that's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you're at work, you never know when you'll be interrupted. But with the Dell Pro, powered by Intel Core Ultra with vPro, no matter what distracts you, your laptop won't. It's battery optimized for the way you work with built-in intelligence that quiets distractions when you need to focus. Your laptop will help keep you locked in, even when it's bring your dog to work day. Built for those who stay in the flow. The Dell Pro, built for you. Dell.com/Dell-Pro.
You know, here in St. Louis, word of mouth still matters, and I'm pretty careful about who I recommend, especially when it comes to something as personal as estate planning. I'm Tom Ackerman. My family has been working with the Laderman Law Firm for over 20 years now, and the reason is simple. They don't just create documents and send you on your way. They help make sure your plan works. Because let's be honest, life changes. Family needs and circumstances change. Laws change. But most estate plans don't change over time as needs, circumstances, and laws change changed. They're outdated, sitting in a drawer. People assume they're fine, and their plan will work when they need it to work. At the Laterman Law Firm, it's not a one-time transaction. It's an ongoing process. They build a plan to protect your family and your assets, and then for a fixed annual fee, they help keep it up to date as both your life and assets change. Check out the Laterman Law Firm at latermanlaw.com or give them a call at 314-514-9100. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
The road to the United Bowl starts here. Your St. Louis Battlehawks have clinched the playoffs and earned dome field advantage. Playoff football is coming back to St. Louis, Sunday, June 7th at 5 p.m. Get your tickets now at UFLBattlehawks.com. United, we battle.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
A lot of fun happening this weekend. Really, it starts tonight. We got an appearance happening starting at 5 o'clock from 5 until 7 at the new flagship location of the Community America Credit Union in Des Peres. So we're going to need you to come out there again at 11780 Manchester Road in Des Peres. Do you say 11780?
I say 11780.
Yeah.
11780. I mean, I don't know. It sounds a little convoluted. I like 11780.
All right.
Maybe we should ask. Did you ever think about asking them?
No. Joe Pfeiffer is with us, Cardinals Vice President of Corporate Partnerships. A lot also happening at the ballpark coming up as well that we'll get into in just a moment. Joe, it's good to have you with us. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you guys for having me. And I would go with 11780 myself.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know what I'm talking about here, but I'm looking forward to being out there at Community America Credit Union starting at 5 o'clock. I will be there. There's a lot of stuff that is going on. We expect Team Fredbird to be there tonight. So it's an event. I mean, there's a lot going on this evening.
It's an event. Community America does grand openings better than anybody that I've partnered with. They're phenomenal at it. They have their giant, big ATM machine. They'll do some great giveaways out of that this evening. And then, Fredbird and Team Fredbird. And then we've got a couple of our great Cardinals alumni that'll be there at 5 o'clock from our 2013 World Series teams. Big City Matt Adams and Kevin Segrist, who was a force out of the bullpen that year, will be there as well. Both local to St. Louis now, which is a great thing for our alumni base.
Yeah, Matt Adams
awesome.
is all over. We had him on the show about a month ago. I think it was maybe 2 months leading into the start of the regular season. So looking forward to seeing him, Team Fredbird. You mentioned the big ATM, which is the Amazing Things machine. And so there are going to be chances for people to win Cardinals tickets tonight too.
Yeah, there'll be chances to win Cardinals tickets, Cardinals giveaway items, promotional items, autograph items. We'll have photos there for Matt and Kevin to sign. So it's going to be an engaging experience. It always is at their grand openings. And like you said, this is their flagship. This Des Peres, the St. Louis headquarters for Community America. And, they've partnered with us since the beginning of the 23 season, even before they really came heavily into the marketplace to build that excitement and momentum. And tonight we'll be able to bring a lot of that to fruition and just help them take the next step on their journey in this city and this region.
Okay, so you're right about them doing openings better than anyone else. I was at a previous Community America Credit Union opening. It was the one that was closer to the airport. And I will say this, I learned a lot about it, and I actually thought it was very, very cool that Community America Credit Union started as a credit union for TWA pilots. It was a TWA pilot who started this credit union specifically dedicated to like airline employees, and how it was so it really was like community was the word here. And I love that, like the whole TWA history, and with St. Louis being a hub for TWA, it's pretty cool.
It is really cool. And to think that, they're so heavily ingrained in Kansas City, and they've done an amazing job on that side of the state. But to think about the origin with TWA Credit Union right here at St. Louis, right on that little outer road and down the street from Terminal 1. And, when they started the partnership with us in 23, that was the only brick and mortar location that they had. And then they did a great job with the acquisition merger with Electro Credit Savings Union as well. Amy, and you're talking about the location that they converted into a Community America in Hazelwood.
Yeah.
And that opening last year was phenomenal. Their first traditional brick and mortar from the get-go was the one in Richmond Heights a couple years ago, and now to have the headquarters done in Des Peres on Manchester Road in the the central traffic location of St. Louis is going to be phenomenal for them.
Yeah, Community America Credit Union, again on Manchester, 11780 Manchester. And it is free. It is open to the public, and we'll be there from 5 until 7 this evening. A chance to win Cardinals tickets and a chance at throwing out a ceremonial first pitch as well. July 8th, it's the Cardinals-Brewers game. So you have an opportunity for that.
And people get to meet you.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to care about me now.
I think they will.
Well, because Matt Adams and Kevin Seacrest are going to be there. Well, they don't care about me.
Now who's
Will
the
you have
third
any
wheel?
photos to sign, Chris? Do we need to bring any photos for you?
I mean, I could, sure.
He's got
I'll
a
bring,
real odd series of shirtless photos that he could probably
Yes.
bring.
Oh, gosh, Tarps Off. Are you in the Tarps Off crew?
Hey, speaking of that, Joe, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to dig deep in the archives and see if you can find for me from the 80s.
Oh, yes.
I cannot find it, and I am beside myself because I took it with me when I moved away years ago, and I think I left it. I don't know. I've lost it. But I have a poster. It's a smaller poster of Tito Landrum when he was with the Cardinals, and he came to a mini mall in Granite City when I was a kid, and my mom took me up to see him, and he signed this poster that he had, and it was him in his baseball pants and no shirt. And I have been trying to find this thing. So if you could locate it somewhere.
We've done some interesting searches in our archives, and that's why I have not done the tarpless search before. So I'll put that request into our photography department and see what we can come up with. I have seen a great shot historically from spring training back in probably it would have probably been late 70s from Al Lang Field in St. Petersburg of Bob Force doing a bullpen session with Ted Simmons, and they were both shirtless in that shot. So that's a classic shot as well.
Well, how about that? We are all tarps off like everybody
all the time.
So how is that has been such a popular thing? It's spread around baseball. I've been talking about. I was at a Nationals game over the weekend, and it was just it started with 15 people, and then an inning and a half later, it was 2 full sections of people ran up there to take their shirts off. It's been happening here at Busch. It's been happening at other places. This has to have been a really cool development for the Cardinals.
Yeah, and I think it's so cool that it's so fan-centric and fan-created. I mean, shout out to the boys at Stephen F. Austin, but also credit to our team and the dugout and Ollie and the way they embraced it. Just fun, young energy. I was actually at a kids clinic yesterday, our first kids clinic of the year out in St. Peter's. It was the opening day of kids clinics. It was sold out. We had our alumni team doing an amazing job there. J.J. Weatherholt and Victor Scott were there. And the energy right now, it's contagious. And it's just been a lot of fun. So often people look at the Cardinals as traditional in our history, and that's so important to who we are. But also just this fun, dynamic And the one thing we've just tried to focus on so heavily the last couple of years is understanding our fans better and segmentation of fans better. And this just was organic. And the one thing we don't want to do is press on it as far as putting our stamp on it. We want it to continue to mature naturally. There's opportunities there for sure, but it's so great that it's fan-centric, and to see how it builds throughout the game. The Cubs weekend was phenomenal, but even these Rangers games were great as well. Just to see, starts with 4 rows in that middle section of the 3 sections in the upper right field bleachers, and then just grows throughout the game. And those Cubs games, it was full capacity out there, and even Rangers Monday, Tuesday especially were quite full as well. So it's just been a lot of fun, and I think it's created an energy for every age level in the ballpark. I've talked to people in different, age ranges over the last week or two that love it. It's added another element to the television, the telecast when Chip and Brad are talking about it. Radio, Ricky and John have been hilarious with it. Ricky's been phenomenal with it. I've sent a couple texts to him to see when he's going tarps off in the KMOX booth up there. So it's been fun, and that's what Cardinals baseball should also be beyond the tradition. Is just a really fun experience at the game.
Yeah, and Claibs went out there the other night too, just hanging out with those folks. I love it. I love that the team has embraced it because, as they should, it's a really fun thing, organic thing, like you mentioned, and it has taken off. And I am very proud of us so far for keeping it going. And I hope that we're able to keep this going all through the end of the season, regardless of how the standings work out.
I hope so too, and it's nice that it's spread throughout the game too. It's created an energy in other markets, Kansas City and Tampa and others, and it's just been great for our fan base, and it's created new energy for our players too, which is an added benefit.
All right, Joe Pfeiffer, Cardinals Vice President of Corporate Partnerships. Thank you for being with us today. Looking forward to this evening at Community America Credit Union, 5 until 7 o'clock in Des Peres, 11780 Manchester Road. We'll see Matt Adams. Kevin Segrest is going to be there as well. I will be there. A chance to win tickets, chance to throw out a first pitch. You got to come out for all of it. Joe, thank you very much, and we'll see you tonight.
Thank you both. See you tonight.
Joe Pfeiffer with us from the Cardinals. So again, 5 until 7 p.m., Community America Credit Union on Manchester Road in Des Peres. It's free, open to the public. There'll be all kinds of activities, prizes, giveaways, and Big City's going to be there. Kevin Segrest is going to be there, so you need to come out.
You're going to be there?
Yeah, no one cares, but I'll be there. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX. Mr. Soccer Bill McDermott joins the show when we come back.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX, sponsored by Community America Credit Union in Des Peres. Invested in STL. Invested in you. Now open.
Some shows are about sports. Some shows are about nothing. This one's kind of both.
So the show's not really a sports show per se. It's just a show. Glover here, we talk about whatever's happening, life, work, random stuff. And yeah, the Cardinals always find their way in. I'm a lifelong fan, love going to the games, love supporting the team, and love hanging out with you guys.
The Dave Glover Show at 1, and then Cardinals baseball. Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
81 degrees and cloudy, or mostly cloudy here in St. Louis. Going to have a high of 87 tonight, overnight. Clear with a low of 69. Oh! Weather brought to you by Scott Credit Union.
Love your low mortgage rate but need extra cash? Don't refinance. Get a Scott Credit Union home equity line of credit for home renovations or debt consolidation. Learn more at scu.org. Rates vary. Terms and conditions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
America is turning 250 this year, and Circa Sports is celebrating by offering all users in Missouri $250. For everyone in Missouri, all you have to do is deposit $250 on your Circa Sports app, then play through that deposit. Once you do, Circa Sports will reward you with $250 right in your account. This is available for everyone in Missouri, new and existing users. Celebrate 250 years and find out more at circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older and in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Mizzou football will be here before you know it. Join us for the 100th anniversary of Memorial Stadium with season tickets. Join the season ticket waitlist at mutigers.com/FB waitlist and get ready to lock in tickets for 2026. The home schedule is highlighted by games against Florida, Texas A&M, Texas, Kentucky, and Oklahoma. Don't wait to reserve your spot. Join the waitlist at mutigers.com/FB waitlist. MIZ.
Hi, St. Louis. This is Ben Barnett. I'm a board-certified master arborist, and I've been caring for St. Louis trees for over 25 years. Today, I'm going to help you choose a tree care contractor. Here's how it's done, so pay close attention. First, call everyone you know who has ever done any type of outdoor work, including that cousin that used to sleep on your couch. Leave them all messages and wait around to see if they call back. Here's a hint, they won't. Now, post to all your social media that you are looking for recommendations for a good tree service. Now, beware because there will be hundreds of different recommendations. So you need to carefully go through each one, checking that they have the proper insurance, background checks, and even the slightest idea of what they're doing. Schedule a bunch of appointments, and when nobody shows up, get really frustrated and put the whole project off for another year. Or you could just call Timberline Professional Tree Care. 636-479-7475, or visit us online at stltreecare.com.
This is the Gas House Gang from KMOX.
Bernie Nicholas and the Gas House Gang, today at noon on America's Sports Voice, KMOX.
It's coming up, the World Cup, baby, and we are looking forward to it. I know that the soccer people out there are looking forward to it, and it is starting soon. We are less than 2 weeks away from the group stage beginning, June 16th. It'll get going. And, you know, we're actually before that even. I think we're way before that. But there are going to be some matches happening in Kansas City starting on June 16th. And to talk about that with us and more, Mr. Soccer Bill McDermott is on the show. Good morning, Bill McDermott. How are you?
Fine, Chris Ronji. How are you? Hi, Amy.
Hello.
Morning.
We're doing great. It's good to have you on the Quiver River Electric guest line. And
Thank
so
you.
at Arrowhead Stadium, we're talking capacity 65, close to 70,000 people going to be at the World Cup. At least that's what we expect when the group stage begins on June 16th.
Yeah, and I've announced many games at Arrowhead, MLS games, and there is not a bad seat in the place. But as you talked about, Chris, June 16th, it all begins, Argentina against Algeria. The key to that game is, will Lionel Messi play for Argentina? He got hurt a week, 10 days ago, bothered a hamstring injury. He's had problems with that before just because there's so many years of soccer on that body. Hamstring's been bothering him, along with a host of other world-class great players going into this World Cup. But June 16th, Argentina against Algeria, Ecuador, Curacao on June 20th, Tunisia, Netherlands the 25th, Algeria, Austria the 27th, but most importantly, and perhaps one of the best games in World Cup history on July 3rd. Now, I say perhaps because it's the winner of Group K, which is most probably going to be Portugal with Cristiano Ronaldo. It's against the third-place team from one of the other groups. Now, this is where it's remote, but nonetheless, the other group with the third-place finish could be Argentina. Now, that's, as I mentioned, that's very remote. But the mere chance that Ronaldo could be playing Messi in both of their last World Cups on July 3rd at Arrowhead, that is monumental.
Yeah, it doesn't get any bigger than that.
I mean, really, what do you think, if you had to handicap it, what do you think the odds are, really?
So minimal, Chris, very minimal. But just the mere outside shot that two players who have won 13 Ballon d'Ors between them, 8 for Messi, 5 for Ronaldo, have really been the respective faces of the sport internationally for 24 years. That's unheard of. No one in the history of the sport, including Pelé, has captured the international audience like Ronaldo and Messi over the last decades.
Is there any slightly higher chance if, for instance, Messi weren't to play that first group stage game?
There's a distinct opportunity, Amy, because of, Argentina exists. People will tell you Argentina exists because of Messi. Likewise, Portugal exists because of Ronaldo. Now, with that being said, they have a supporting cast of tremendously well-known young players, in particular Portugal. So being a member of that cast of characters, this is no longer Ronaldo's team, irrespective of what people tell you. This is Vitinha's team. But it is still Messi's team simply because he's a World Cup retainer of the trophy. But if he does not play in the first couple games, like a lot of other very prominent players, for instance, in Spain, Lamine Yamal may not play the first 2 games. So again, it adds a little credence, nonetheless, still an outside shot.
We are talking to Mr. Soccer Bill McDermott here on KMOX. And so the whole event, the whole tournament gets started on June 11th, correct? I believe it's Mexico,
Yes,
South
sir.
Africa, the first match?
Yes, sir.
So
in Mexico, and the thing about that, Chris, in World Cup trivia, there's always World Cup trivia floating around when the World Cup happens every 4 years. Mexico, the first country to host the World Cup on 3 separate occasions.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so this is, it's such a big, sprawling event, and worldwide, there's so many eyeballs on it. It's the biggest sporting event in the world. And like you said, it happens just once every 4 years. I know for us, maybe we're a little U.S. men's national team centric and just really hoping that they can have a good showing. And I've been listening to a lot of former players, like Landon Donovan, who has been talking about how we don't train younger soccer players well enough or do it the right way here in the United States. Do you agree with him that at the lower levels, the youth levels, we're just not doing it right, and that's why we are not competing as well with some of the international teams?
That has a little bit to do with it, Chris. Yes, I agree with Landon on that. But with all that being said, the United States, since they became a well-known international factor starting back in 1990, the current era, I describe that simply because they haven't been in the World Cup since 1950. They get it in 1990 with a bunch of college players. Now, to presume that you're not going to do well in 1990 is probably accurate. But since then, there has been a host of great young players who have contributed to the overall success of this team, in particular in 2002, but most especially, and that's why everybody is looking at this particular team, because as opposed to earlier teams for the United States, this team is dramatically different, meaning that it's a real combination of players playing overseas and MLS players. Now, the players playing on foreign teams are no longer not playing just members of the roster. They are in the first 11s of very prominent teams around the world. Translation, the United States is technically and tactically equipped to do well in this country, and playing at home is an immense advantage. So we find out right away on Friday, June 12th, when they play against Paraguay. It is imperative for soccer in the United States to have any degree of a continuing pedigree to get out of their group featuring Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey.
Now, when you look at the World Cup teams as ranked by FIFA, and you can tell me what you think of these rankings, whether you like them or not, but France is number 1, then Spain, Argentina number 3, England 4, Portugal 5, Brazil 6, It goes Morocco, Netherlands, Belgium, Germany. That's your top 10. You have the USA sitting at 16. Mexico's at 15. When you look at these rankings, especially like that top 10, and then in comparison to the U.S., who are the real contenders, and is there a steep drop-off at some point, like maybe between 7 and 8 or 9 and 10, and where is that steep drop-off?
There is a steep drop-off, Amy, not so early in those numbers, those compilation of numbers, but the top 10, as opposed to the United States, the top 10 is the top 10 because a goodly number of those teams you just mentioned, those countries just mentioned, they all have stars on their shirt, meaning that they've won World Cups. Now, I just mentioned a moment ago with one of your answers that the United States has dramatically improved, in particular on the international stage. Well, likewise, so has Spain, France, England, Germany, Brazil, Portugal, and you have to understand, you'd be naive not to think so, that all these respective countries had a little bit of a head start on the United States. But with that all being said, you could still talk about the United States at least being in the top 20, which I think they do indeed belong in.
What do you think of the roster that they put together?
I think it's about as good as it's going to get, Chris. I was shocked with one absence of one player, and that was Diego Luna from Real Salt Lake. Mauricio Pochettino, the men's national team coach, at least I thought, it seemed that he really liked the way Luna played. He's a different type of player. I don't know if he was technically equipped to be in the first 11, but when I say he's a different type of player, he creates more at midfield than some of the other players. He gets involved with that creative basis to find people, to find offensive players behind the defense, to shoot from distance, to work and work and work to put teammates in dangerous positions in the penalty area. So that's the main omission, I think. Other players as well, but the first 11 for the United States is going to be a very prominent first 11. The one thing that you're looking for, or perhaps not really looking for, is Chris Richards, the center back who will play alongside of Tim Ream. Is he going to be able to answer the bell for the first game against Paraguay? Because he has been injured, and he's a normally very reliable center back. You'd like to see him play in the first game as well as throughout the entire World Cup.
How are things going ticket-wise? Because I've seen, some people have been frustrated with the FIFA ticket prices on how even since October, FIFA itself has raised face value tickets. What is the best way for fans to try to get tickets without it being too crazy?
Well, Amy, we talked about Kansas City to begin our conversation. There's still tickets available to get into Kansas City. And as a true soccer fan, like a ham, an announcer second, there's plenty of opportunity to go to Kansas City to watch some of these games. It's simply so close. Now, I'm not naive here. Kansas City and St. Louis are huge MLS rivals, but that means nothing right now. It's not of any consequence. This is a generational event, and it's as closest venue, 3.5-hour drive. You go up there, you get back the same day, you stay with friends, whatever, but there's still plenty of room to see some of the best players in the world. So if you want to go to a World Cup game, yes, you'll be able to go. Now, some teams, some games are being priced ludicrously high, but that's neither here nor there. If you want to be a World Cup fan, you go to Kansas City simply because that's the closest one to St. Louis.
It is a great point because I've done the Indianapolis 500. We go there and back in one day, and that's, 4 hours from here. So if you were to count in planes, if you have to rent a car and hotel, and you can wipe all that away, maybe you can put more towards the ticket price. Could be the most affordable way, even with expensive tickets.
Very much so, Amy. It's a very accurate description. And once you get to Kansas City, there are events going all the time, not just the games at the stadium, but in particular, if you're familiar with the Kansas City landscape, the National World War I Museum, their memorial there, they are having entertainment along with the games an immense video board where you can watch the games. Sheryl Crow is going to be one of the performers. There'll be a capacity of up to 25,000 people. You can also go to the Power and Light District. You can go to Lenexa and North Kansas City. So if you want to watch soccer either in person or at one of these particular venues I just mentioned, Kansas City is your destination.
Yeah, there is so much going on, and it all gets started in about a week.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, the first match in Kansas City is the 16th, but, you know, the entire event will get started in just over a week here. So, actually, it's 1 week from today.
Exactly
June
right,
11th.
Chris.
June 11th are the first games.
Exactly right. South Africa, Mexico, they've opened the World Cup before, and for the Mexican fans to be playing, to watch their team, the tricolors in Mexico, it will be unheard of. All I can tell you is the World Cup games that I've announced, the first one live that I've announced was in 1994 at Stanford Stadium. It was Brazil against Cameroon. You've never in your life seen anything like this. One side of the stadium was Brazil. The other side was Cameroon. Now, Cameroon was a minnow coming into that particular World Cup, playing against a team that obviously means World Cup winners, Brazil. But a goodly number of the people in Palo Alto, they had never seen a game. They didn't know Romario from Pelé. They didn't know who Roger Mila was playing at 42 for Cameroon, but they just wanted to come see what it was like. Americans are notoriously big event people, and it doesn't get any bigger than the World Cup.
Bill McDermott, Mr. Soccer, we love talking with you. Thank you for being with us today.
Sure, Chris. Bye now. Thanks, Amy.
Thank you.
Bill McDermott on the show. Great guy to talk soccer with, and especially with this event. I like the World Cup. I think it's a lot of fun. So looking forward to it. Going to be watch parties all over the city, and the bars can stay open for 23 hours if they want.
I went to the World Cup in Chicago in 94, was it? I think it was 94.
94, yeah.
I was 10, so I could appreciate it, but not really. Not like I would now.
Oh, no, it's totally different now. Yeah.
When you're 10, you kind of like, oh, yeah, this is what we do. We go to cool things. That was amazing.
Congratulations, David from Dittmer. Won those tickets for the Battlehawks. That game is on Sunday. It's the first playoff game. Exciting stuff.
Good stuff.
We've got a little bit to go here on the Chris and Amy Show. Then the Gas House Gang, Bernie Miklasz and me, will talk some Cardinals baseball starting at 12 on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM KMOX.
The pitch. Mason Wynn hits it hard. Deep left field. That ball's out of here.
Community America Credit Union has been helping people like you and me, shortstop Mason Wynn, to win big for 85 years. Cash back with your free checking. Win. No service fees or minimum balance. Win. Bank anywhere, anytime with their app. Win. So yeah, with Community America, you can win. And so can I. Mason Wynn. Community America Credit Union. Invested in St. Louis, invested in you.
The cookie cutter approach works well if you're making cookies, but not so well when you're trying to plan for retirement. If you want a customized income strategy, call Steve All and his team at the All Financial Group today. 636-230-8824. Or go to yourmoneymattersstl.com.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Steve All, NPN number 153-07419.
Spring is here in St. Louis, and if you're thinking about selling, now is the time, but timing is only a part of it. Hey, this is Kevin Wheeler. I'm here with Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And Gloria, tell us, why is it still so important to choose the right realtor?
Simple. Not every home is selling fast or for top dollar. Here's the difference. I already have the buyers. With over 2,400 buyers in waiting, I'm not just listing your home. I'm matching it with demand. That's how I offer my guaranteed sale program. We sit down, agree on the price and timeline, and if your home doesn't sell, I'll buy it myself. But my goal isn't to buy your home, it's to sell it for the most money possible in the least amount of time. And that's exactly what my system does. My clients don't have to hope their home sells. I guarantee it.
If you're selling your home this spring, call the one I trust. That's Gloria Liu, 314-325-6888, or visit gloriahasthebuyer.com GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession.
Join KMOX and Community American Credit Union for a free evening of fun as they celebrate the grand opening their new De Beers branch June 4th from 5 till 7 p.m. It'll be a great time. You could win swag from the big ATM, the Amazing Things machine, meet Cardinals alumni, get a photo with Fred Bird, plus free food, entertainment, and more, and a chance to come on out and say hi to Chris Ranchi from the Chris and Amy Show. For more information, go to KMOX.com/events.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees when used as directed. Spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. One question I'm always asked is how did you become the largest injury firm in the world with over 1,000 attorneys and $25 billion in verdicts and settlements? One way was our financial strength. Medical malpractice is the third leading cause of death in America. To prosecute a typical case costs up to $250,000 in case cost. We advance them all. Product liability cases can have similar costs with an army of lawyers on the other side. Automobile insurance companies have the resources to fight. Guess what? So do we. Many law firms simply may not have the financial firepower to work up your case the way you deserve. And we don't charge by the hour. No recovery, no fee. If you have a question about your case or wish to become a client, go to forthepeople.com on your mobile device or computer. 24/7. It's that easy. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial #law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Chris Ranchi, Amy Marks Kors. The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
I'm all kinds of excited for our day at the ballpark coming up June 17th. Amy, it is the Chris and Amy Show day at the Cardinals game, and we've got special tickets for you if you want to come out. $15 tickets for the Chris and Amy section where we're going to be. Amy and I will be guest bartending.
Yep. Until about 1:45.
Something like that.
Yeah.
We'll guest bartend. We're going to be out and about doing stuff there. The bar is Gate 1. So it's just inside Gate 1. There's the Mississippi Yacht Club pop-up bar. We're going to be celebrity bartending. Guest bartending.
We had a texter say that, Ranj, you should go no shirt, but wear swim shorts and a life jacket and flip-flops.
Okay. I'm thinking of doing a... the inner tube, what do they call it? The flotation device?
Yeah, an inner tube.
Yeah.
Well, I think you could do an inner tube, and I think you could do a life jacket, and I think you could do the floaties. Remember the bicep floaties that little kids wear?
I'm definitely going to have floaties. Well, not definitely, but I might.
I would say after a little bit wearing the floaties, you might get a little chafing.
Yeah.
There was always sharp plastic points on the floaties.
That's right. You got to be they'll slice you up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go get your tickets. June 17th, day game against the Padres. Very good baseball team they'll be playing. 1:15 first pitch. Cardinals.com/Chris and Amy to get those $15 tickets out in right field. the section that is reserved for us, and we hope to see you there. We'll continue to tell you about it, though, until it actually happens, but we're very excited. That's Amy Marks Kors. I'm Chris Ranji. We'll be broadcasting live from Spirit of St. Louis Airport tomorrow. That's where the Spirit of St. Louis Air Show is going to be Saturday and Sunday.
They're sending us to Top Gun.
That's right. We're going to talk to the Blue Angels, I think, and more. That's tomorrow. But if you missed anything until then, if you want something to do, go back and listen to the podcast of the show and any of the segments you missed. KMOX.com, Odyssey app, or wherever you get your podcasts. Talk to you tomorrow at 9 on KMOX. Gas House Gang next. I cannot wait. This is going to be sexy.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money, sponsored by Audi and Hearing.
Make sure you get the right